Hello, hello. Good morning and welcome back to another live stream. This is the Game Week 37 live stream, which means only 2 more live streams, which is quite upsetting, really. I do love these live streams, but of course we'll be back next season with plenty more, and also pre-season too. There'll be plenty of live streams. But as always, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're doing right now. I'll be honest, chat. It's been a long week for good reasons, but obviously I was in London all week recording, editing, doing so much stuff. My PhD's been busy. You don't need to hear me complain, but it's been a long week, so I'm ready. This is hopefully going to be nice and relaxing. We'll just talk through some FPL stuff. I'll answer your questions. And I'm kind of feeling a little bit spicy with FPL. So there are a few options that I'm considering, and we'll discuss through those today. And as always, like I said, I'll try and help you with your questions too. Love the voice. Good morning from Romania. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Stormzy, are you in the chat? Big Michael's always in the chat. That's what he said. I don't know what his name is on YouTube, but I'm looking out for someone that says Big Michael. What are you going to do without you over the summer? You can have me whenever you want, Marcus. Just send me a message. You have unlimited access. Cheap midfielder options for Martinelli. Yeah, we'll discuss that today. I know a few people need to move Martinelli on. No moaning, Egg. Stay positive. Okay, I will not. There's no moaning from me, don't you? Well, that sounds a bit sus. Do you know what? We'll leave that. Hi from the toilet. Hello from the toilet, Tasty Boy. What a name as well. Where's Shaw? Why no Shaw picks? Shaw... I whistled. Shaw travels separately sometimes, so I wouldn't stress too much. There's been quite a few occasions that Shaw's travelled separately with the team. So that doesn't bother me too much, although still, I guess, slightly worrying. But I wouldn't worry too much. Good morning, Ross. Good morning, Lukey boy. Grealish, Rashford, Isak to Bruno, Mahrez, Greenwood. Grealish, Rashford, and Isak to Bruno, Mahrez, Greenwood. I don't mind that at all. I'm going to discuss something potentially similar to that. Right, let's move over to my team. If I press this button, there we go. So, what am I doing? I've got two free transfers, and I've got 3.9 million in the bank. So I have a little bit of change. What I'm looking at doing, kind of, again, I don't think this is a necessity, but considering we don't need to do anything with the team, I feel like we have luxury transfers. I want Bruno in for Grealish. I've not been overly impressed with Grealish from an FPL perspective. I don't think he starts both, and I want Bruno. So Bruno in for Grealish, and I've still got 1.5 million in the bank. If I could then do Matoma to Mahrez, I would do that. I feel like Matoma's probably unlikely to start both, and I feel like the Southampton game is the one where he could be rested. Regardless, he hasn't been that great recently. So Matoma to Mahrez would be absolutely lovely for me. Mahrez isn't even there, is he? But I don't have enough money in the bank for that, sadly. So if I wanted to do that, I would have to find 0.4 million. So I could do like Isak to Enciso. That works because I've just sold Matoma, so I've got a third Brighton spot. That's, I feel like, quite spicy, getting Fernandes, Mahrez, and Enciso in. Alternatively, the option is I don't go for Mahrez, I keep Matoma, and then in that Isak spot, I actually go for Alvarez, which we kind of discussed in the team selection video. So it's basically Alvarez and Matoma, or Mahrez and Enciso -4. So I'll run that poll in a bit, but the Fernandes in for Grealish move feels fairly likely. It's just basically which of Mahrez and Alvarez I want for the double. I feel like Alvarez is fine as an option. I just feel like Mahrez is slightly more likely to start both. I reckon they'll probably both be benched in one, but if I had to predict, I would say Mahrez is slightly more likely to start both. The other thing we need to consider is, do I want to sell Rashford? And I haven't got any news at the moment, and I feel like if I don't get any news, it's quite risky selling him, especially considering he's back from his injury, was in training, he's just ill. Because if he's just ill, that means he's almost definitely back for the second game, unless it's a long-term illness. And then he'll be back for Fulham at home in game week 38. So I am reluctant to sell Rashford for that reason. But I guess if we get confirmation that he's out for the Bournemouth game, then maybe it's a little bit easier. Right. Good morning, FPL Pickle. Good to see you. Should we be worried about Trippier? I don't think so, but he did get a knock, and I guess we'll just have to assess and wait and see. Good morning, Daddy Raptor. Watching your live stream at work. I'm getting paid to watch your live stream looking sexy. Thank you, Ashley. Well done for getting paid to watch me. That's the dream, really. Does it make sense to switch from Grealish to Gundogan? I'm not as sure about Gundogan, but he has been brilliant recently. I just wonder if you've missed it a little bit. Like, he's obviously been absolutely smashing it, but you can't get his previous points. So I wonder if you kind of look for the next big haul. Unless you think he's going to continue to deliver that every week. But he was very lucky to get the goals. Not lucky, but his XG was quite low in game week 36. So potentially quite lucky to get the 2 goals. Hello, Ross. How are you doing? I wish I'd listened to you and benched Grealish over Estepinian last week. It hurts so much. Yeah, that's painful. That is painful. Ross, what do you think about Matoma to Anthony and me to Stones Varane from -4? I'm still not overly convinced by Anthony from an FPL perspective, but I don't hate it, especially if it allows you to get another Man United asset in for the final 3. Ross, you've been quiet this week. I've been so busy doing all the content for the Stormzy stuff, which is why I haven't been tweeting that much. I don't have an editor. So I've acted all of the TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube stuff all myself. Emma says 3 Manchester United, 3 Man City, or 3 Brighton assets. I feel like Brighton assets aren't a necessity considering the last few weeks. Yeah, I don't feel like you need 3 Brighton assets considering their fixtures. I think from a expected minutes and fixtures perspective, 3 Man United makes a lot of sense. If Rashford is a doubt, something like Shaw, De Gea, and Bruno sounds good. But yeah, I would agree that Manchester United assets would probably be my priority. It's just a shame we don't know about Rashford, I guess. Frosty with the big boy super chat nice and early says, probably doing Rashford to Bruno, but I have a benching headache. Bench 1 from Salah, Mahrez, Rashford, Matoma, McAllister, Haaland, Alvarez, Wilson. Currently have Wilson benched, but that feels wrong. It's either Wilson or Matoma, isn't it, Frosty? If you think Matoma starts the Saints game, then you bench Wilson. If you think Matoma misses the Saints game, then you bench Matoma. I guess it's as simple as that. I wouldn't bench any of the others. They're all too good. Oh, that is a tough one. I would probably bench... I probably would bench Wilson and just hope Matoma starts Southampton. But if there is any doubt, because what you're going to get is 10, 20 minutes off the bench and then a game against Man City, in which case I probably prefer Callum Wilson. I wish we knew. I wish Brighton were the early kickoff and we maybe got some news around Matoma, because it would make Matoma an easy sell if he's benched against Southampton. You're getting way too big for your boots, Ross. You're getting too big for your boots, Mrs. Pickle. Daniel Mitchell says, hi, Ross. Isaac Gakpo out to Fernandez Alvarez for a -4. Okay. I don't know about selling Gakpo or Gakpo. Okay, Gakpo's been sold in both. Or Gakpo Botman to Fernandez Rico Lewis -4. I think I prefer Isaac Gakpo to Fernandez Alvarez, Daniel, if you're gonna go that way. Thank you for that super chat, by the way, Frosty. I appreciate you very much. Flexbox says, morning, Ross. 1 free transfer. Diaz and Estepinian starting. Okay. Shall I transfer in Shaw for Trippier and start over Diaz? 8 points behind mini league leader who also has Shaw. Depends what the rest of your teams look like. But yeah, I do think Shaw is still a great option, especially the fact that he's playing at left back now, so he's got more attacking threat. Yeah, I would be tempted to do so. I do feel like you probably want some Manchester United cover this week. Probably. But then you aren't going to gain anything on him. You're just making sure that you don't fall any further behind if your mini league leader has Luke Shaw. By the way, if the 3,200 people watching are enjoying, please drop a like. I would really, really appreciate it. And make sure to subscribe as well. I don't think we'll manage it, but it would be great to try and hit 75,000 before the end of the season. I think that's very optimistic. But if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider doing so. What would you do if you had Raya and Kepa tripled up on Brighton and United? You've got 2 options. I think you start Kepa or you move to Mendy and just hope that... I would probably just start Kepa and just hope that he gets his place back. I guess. Although he isn't going to get his place back this... I don't know. There aren't any... The only keeper that I would want is David De Gea for the final 3. I feel like any other keeper transfer just isn't worth it. You could even start Raya, I suppose. But yeah, I just can't see any other keeper transfers that are going to be worth it. You could go for Edison, but it just feels low upside. Sean says, at what point do I stop taking hits? 1, KDB to Bruno. 2, Rashford to Mahrez, -4. 3, Kepa to De Gea, -4. 4, Isak to Alvarez for another -4. I mean, you could do all of those moves, and they could all conceivably pay back. I would potentially look at all of them. I don't know that you need to sell KDB, but I do like Bruno as an option. I think you're fine doing all of those, Sean. But it really does depend where you are in your mini leagues, how happy you are with your rank, how many risks you want to take as well. But all of those in and of themselves are pretty good hits. Chris says, good morning, bruv. Good morning. Good to see you, Chris. Thank you for being in the streams always. 12 points behind top spot. How important is Bruno? Salah's only viable route. I can get Anthony for -4 or Martial for Watkins, bless up. I don't feel like Bruno's a necessity, but the data for Bruno is super strong. We'll look at that in a bit. And I do think he's been passing the eye test. And I love the 3 fixtures against Bournemouth, Chelsea and Fulham, especially considering 2 of them are at home. So I want Bruno, which is why I'll be getting Bruno today. But I don't feel like he's a necessity. So I probably wouldn't sell Salah for Bruno. But we discussed in the Stormzy video, Stormzy said he thinks he'll be selling Salah for Bruno. And I don't hate it. It's just for me, I love Salah. And I feel like Aston Villa at home is actually not a bad fixture. Is it Southampton or I keep getting confused. Southampton or Wolves in 38? Southampton away in game week 30. Like, I want Salah for those 2 fixtures. So, yes, I wouldn't sell Salah. I would find another route or not do it. But I understand the Bruno appeal, essentially. Connor says, Isak to Alvarez, Andreas to Mahrez, Trippier to Totti for a -8. Yeah, I love that, to be fair, Connor. I'm not a massive -8 fan, considering one of them involves bringing in Totti. However, getting Alvarez and Mahrez in feels quite high upside. So, yeah, I don't dislike that at all. FPL Pickle says, your face ain't too big for my boot. Watch yourself. That's just a random threat. You're going to get demoderated. So I'm just making sure I haven't missed any I probably have missed super chats. I'm struggling already, chat. I apologise. Sam says, start Grealish or Alvarez. I think both Grealish and Alvarez get 1 start. So I would say Alvarez, just because his data's slightly better and I feel like he's got slightly greater goal threat. So, yeah, I don't think it matters too much with respect to minutes. I think they'll get a similar amount. But I probably slightly prefer Alvarez. Jack says, should I do Raya and Grealish to De Gea and Mahrez for a -4? Yeah, I think that's a nice -4, Jack. I'd be tempted to do that. Which one to bench out of Trent, Stones, Lindelof, Dunk? Not Dunk, because Southampton at home's a great fixture, and he's got another one against City to potentially get a goal. Stones double. I would probably go. Probably John Stones, just because I don't think he'll start both. Trent, I wouldn't bench Trent at all at the moment. Dunk's got one really good fixture. Lindelof, I guess Lindelof could be benched in one. Probably Stones, but I'm not completely sure on that, Axel. Sophie says, I've got Rashford, Shaw and De Gea. Who should I get? Who should I replace to get Bruno? Thanks for the awesome content this week, Ross. No worries, Sophie. Thank you for being here as always. I mean, I wouldn't sell De Gea or Shaw because they're fine for this week. If you want to get Bruno and you think Rashford could miss the first game, I would do Rashford for Bruno. But alternatively, you just don't get Bruno. I don't feel like, again, you need to sell any assets that you potentially like just to get Bruno into your team. So I would opt to say don't go for Bruno and use your transfers to get in like a Mahrez or an Alvarez. But again, I understand the appeal. Brought in Mahrez instead of Fernandes to go against the crowd could be a painful weekend. I love Mahrez as an option. I might be getting in myself this week, so I wouldn't stress too much about that. Sell Salah to improve the bench for bench boost. No, I thought Salah on the bench or in the starting 11 is absolutely fine. I wouldn't be... Oh, I see what you mean. To get the funds to improve your bench boost. I guess it depends Can you make your bench boost decent without selling Salah? If you can, then do it. If not, then maybe don't. The other way, I mean. You know what I mean? If you can get away with keeping Salah, I would. But if you really do need to improve the bench via selling Salah, then I would probably sell Salah. I'm very reluctant to sell Salah, as you can tell. The data's really, really good. Liverpool have everything to play for, and it's at home this week. They're going to put on a big performance, I think. Mahrez in for March. Gundogan in for Grealish, -4. I don't know about Gundogan in for Grealish, but I like Mahrez in for March. So Mahrez in for March, yes. Gundogan in for Grealish, I guess it's up to you. Can someone please explain the Alvarez hype? Let me explain it for you. Alvarez, over the last 4 have started, got 82, 76, 86, 90. Data-wise, pretty strong, not outrageously strong. If we just take a look, Alvarez. Actually, don't we'll look at all of the City assets because let me zoom in 1 or 2. Here we go. Right, so if we go for the forwards and midfielders from Game Week 17 from Man City, and we sort by XGI per 90, you can see Alvarez has got around the same sort of data as Mahrez and Grealish, but he's starting quite a few games at the moment. Obviously, Haaland is top, De Bruyne is second, but a lot of De Bruyne's is made up through expected assists. Mahrez is kind of 50-50 between expected goals and expected assists. But as you can see with Alvarez, Alvarez has an XG of 0.45 and an expected assist of 0.14. So with Alvarez, he's not overly creative, but he's a decent goal threat. So if you just sort by XG, you can see Alvarez as the second best XG for Man City. So I just feel like he's a cheap striker at 6.1. He's starting a lot of games for Man City at the moment, and he's got really decent data. So I am definitely interested. The other thing that I've started to look at a little bit more is percentage of goal involvement for different teams. So if you sort by that, this tells you how many of the goals that player is involved in for that club. So Haaland is involved in 48% of the goals for Man City, which essentially means if Man City score 6 goals, you would expect Haaland to get 3 attacking returns, which is kind of what you would expect again. He's involved in pretty much everything. De Bruyne is involved in 33% and Mahrez in 31%. So Mahrez is involved in about a third of the goals for Man City. So again, if they score 6, you're expecting him to get about 2 goals, which I like. Mahrez is involved a lot, or involved in 2 of the goals. Alvarez is not involved in a massive amount, but I wonder if potentially that's just due to minutes. Like if we switch to more recent weeks, I don't know if that changes at all. No, see, Alvarez isn't involved in a massive amount for Man City. Whereas again, up here, you can see Gundogan recently at 26%, 45%, sorry. You've got De Bruyne at 44%. So I like Mahrez because he's always involved in around a third of Man City's goals, whereas Alvarez just isn't getting involved in as many of them. But that's something that I've started looking at a little bit more. But yeah, basically Alvarez has really decent data, and I think he'll get at least 1 start. But you never know with Pep. You never know. Mahrez in... Oh, I've done that one. Let me go back. Scroll down. Mickey says, morning, Ross. Loved all the content this season. Thank you very much. Would you bench Isak or Matoma? I would bench Isak, Mickey, and thank you for the nice words. I appreciate that. What about Matoma to Bruno and Shaw to Tierney? I have to transfer Shaw as I have 3 United already and 0.6 million short. What about Matoma to Bruno? I like that a lot. I mean, I probably wouldn't sell Shaw, but I don't think they're great fixtures from a defensive perspective for Man United. I wouldn't be shocked to see Bournemouth and Chelsea score. I like the idea of getting Matoma to Bruno. I don't mind that, Frosty. Might be better than selling Rashford. I'll run a poll in a second. Do you know what? Let me run that poll in like 1 minute to see what you're doing with Marcus Rashford. I'm very interested. Grealish to Mahrez, Watkins to Martial, brackets no Bruno. I don't know about Martial. He doesn't look the player he was. He looks slow, lethargic. He doesn't look confident in front of goal. But it is Martial. And when he plays in previous seasons, he's absolutely brilliant. I would question if he's a great option, though. Ronan says, I have 3 City and 3 United. Would you do Rashford to Mahrez and Stones to Shaw for a -4? Or just do Stones to Diaz for no hit? I like Rashford to Mahrez and Stones to Shaw. I think that's a really nice set of transfers. Oh, dear Lord, I'm struggling to keep up with this. Thoughts on Matoma starting in Ciso versus Ferguson? In Ciso Ferguson, I'll be honest, I don't know. I have no idea. That'll be something I'll look into in a second. Thoughts on Matoma starting? I think there is a good chance that Matoma is benched against Southampton or City. Probably against Southampton. But I don't know that. I've got no reason for that. I just think De Zerbi is rotating quite a bit at the moment. Done Ake to Shaw. Would you bin Isak for a -4 and who for? Probably Alvarez would be my main. Yeah, probably Alvarez or an Enciso or Ferguson again if you don't have triple Brighton. Cameron says, I can't get Bruno without having the exact same team as my mini-league rival. Okay. Would you go Martial or Alvarez to try and catch up? 25 points to catch up. My only other differential is Mahrez. Well, Mahrez is a great differential. I'd probably go Alvarez. Because I don't think Martial or Alvarez start both, but I prefer Alvarez as an option when he does start. So yeah, I would go Alvarez myself. Do you think Isak to Alvarez is worth a -4? Yeah, potentially. I'm considering it. Do you think Mahrez versus Saka is close? Feel like they both start 2 remaining, and in 38, I'd just do Mahrez to Saka. So thinking about just getting the penalty taker now. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I understand the logic there. I've thought about similar things. So yeah, I do think that there's a chance Mahrez misses one of the final 3. And Saka will start both. Saka's on pens. And he's got a really nice fixture against Wolves in 38. So yeah, I don't mind going for an Arsenal midfielder now. Dear Lord, why can't I keep up today? I still have my triple captain. Any advice on who to put it on this week or next? If you're chasing, I would go Bruno. Bruno triple captain this week. If you're fairly happy, yeah, just slap it on Haaland this week. I would do it this week because next week's not a double game week. So I would try and get a doubler this week. I would go Bruno or Haaland depending on whether you want to play safe or whether you want to attack. If you really want to go spicy, someone like a Mahrez could be nice. But again, we're really banking on the fact that he starts 2 if you're going to use your triple captain. Should I replace Salah for KDB? I wouldn't go either way. If you've got Salah, I wouldn't move to KDB. If you've got KDB, I wouldn't move to Salah. I would just keep whichever one of those 2 you have. Miles says, good morning, Ross. I have enough funds to upgrade Rashford, Grealish, Matoma to Bruno in 1 move. Which would you be inclined to move on? Chasing, so will captain Bruno. Matoma to Bruno would be the way I would go if you have the funds to do so. Yeah, I would do that. Luis Diaz, Mahrez or Watkins. Luis Diaz to Mahrez or Watkins to Alvarez. I'd go Watkins to Alvarez. Akanji and Isak to Wan-Bissaka and Alvarez. I don't think Wan-Bissaka will start both, so I'm not a massive fan of that. I would probably look at someone else. Potentially Varane, if you can afford Varane. Right, let me run that poll then for Bruno. Not for Bruno, for Rashford. What are you doing with Rashford? Rashford. Selling him. Benching him. Starting him. Don't own him. Selling him, benching him, starting him, don't own him. Cool. I've just run a poll to see what you're doing with Marcus Rashford. Very, very interested to see what the general consensus is. We don't have any news at the moment other than that he was ill And we've not explicitly seen him travel with the team, but he could have been on the team bus. We've just not seen that with the pictures and videos that we've got so far. Garda says, good morning, Ross. Cheers for the top content this season. You're more than welcome. Bruno and Alvarez or MAHREZ and Wilson? Oh, for Grealish and Isak out. 12 points behind first in my mini league. I feel like as a combination, I like Bruno and Alvarez. So I would go that way, Garda. Luke says, would you bring in Gundogan or MAHREZ? I prefer MAHREZ myself. Hey, buddy. Hope all is well. All is well with me. Thank you very much. Do you start Eze or Isak? I'd actually probably go Isak from those two, you know? Yeah, probably Isak. I do like Eze as an option, though, but I feel like because there's a small chance Wilson doesn't play, and if he doesn't, Isak through the middle is an exceptionally good option. Even on the left, he's not a terrible option. He's just obviously much better through the centre. KDB, Rashford, and Isak to Bruno, Saka, and Alvarez -8. KDB, Rashford, and Isak to Bruno, Saka, and Alvarez -8. Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, you are selling KDB and Rashford. If Rashford's fit and KDB gets to start in one or both, that could be absolutely painful. For a -8, I mean, I'm not sure about that one, actually, Alex. Feels like that could go horribly wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure. Which option would you go for? 6 million in the bank, 1 free transfer. Greenwood to Alvarez. No money to go from Grealish to Salah in game week 38. Or 2, game week 37, Isak to Alvarez, game week 38, Grealish to Salah. I would just go Isak to Alvarez then and offer yourself the opportunity at least in game week 38 to get Salah. Yeah, I would go that way. Yeah, Isak to Alvarez would be the way I'd go. Darius with the super chat, just an emote that says hiya. Hi, Darius. Thank you for the super chat. Buy one in Ciso or Alvarez. Alvarez for me. Make sure to vote on that poll. Also, make sure to subscribe as well. One more shout out whilst we are here. Go follow me over on Instagram. I'll spam my link in the chat. When I hit 10,000 followers, whenever that is in 20 years, I'm going to do a huge giveaway over on Instagram. And obviously, I don't have that many followers anyway, so you have a good chance of winning it. So please go follow me. I'll put the link in the chat now. There is a link in the description as well. Yeah, going to be a big giveaway when I hit 10,000 followers, just to say thank you. So yeah, let me spam that, and then we'll get back to FPL. Go follow. Pin. Now I will go back and play FPL because that's what we're here for, not my Instagram. The Shadow says Grealish, Isak, Watkins to Mahrez, Alvarez, Greenwood -4. I love your content. My first year playing, I'm 150k and 30 off top of my mini league. Oh, I really hope you win your mini league. Grealish, Isak, Watkins to Mahrez, Alvarez, Greenwood -4. I love the idea of getting Mahrez and Alvarez in. So yes, I'm going to say I like that as an option. Hello, sir. Rashford or Matoma, who to bench this week, mate? Oh, that's such a tough one. I'd bench Matoma and hope that Rashford starts. But that is a really tough one. Because if Rashford is out against Bournemouth, he's just got Chelsea. And if Matoma starts against Southampton, all of a sudden that feels like a silly decision. But yeah, I feel like Rashford has the higher upside if he starts both than Matoma. Nick Baker says, oh, I've just lost that. Is that going to... Yes, Edison and Isak to De Gea and Alvarez for a hit. Edison and Isak to De Gea and Alvarez for a hit. Yep, I like that. I don't mind it. I'm not sure about taking a hit to remove Edison, but I like the idea of getting De Gea and Alvarez. So yeah, why not? Can you look at Anthony's data? Yeah, we can look at Manchester United assets in a bit. Is your name Toby? No, my name is Ross. My agent's name is Toby. Did you know it's statistically proven that if you follow Ross on Instagram, you gain an average of 20 points per week over your mini league rivals? That sounds about right. Yeah, maybe 25 points, yeah. Okay, Michael has sent me an extremely confusing super chat. Grealish and Isak, Bruno and Alvarez for a -4, or Grealish and Isak and Edison and Matoma to Bruno Alvarez, still Mahrez -12. Top of my mini league by 6 points, but second has the bench boost. I would just do the -4. Yeah, I'd just do the -4, Michael. I don't feel like you need to start taking -12s. That seems incredibly dangerous. Watkins to Alvarez for a -4 means benching Isak. Yep, I like that. I don't mind that at all. Thomas says, my plan, my mini league rival leading with 14. He has Manchester United defence. I don't. We don't have Salah. I have 3 Man City, so I'm thinking Stones to Man United defender and Jota to Alvarez, then Bruno to Salah captain for 38. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I really like that, Thomas. Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't see an issue with that. Alvarez could be a really nice punt if he starts one or both. Are you streaming for the Game Week 38 deadline? Yeah, I'll probably be doing a 4 or 5 hour live stream in Game Week 38. Probably do a big boy, at least 4 hours of live streaming for Game Week 38. So get ready for that. What are your thoughts on Foden? I think Foden will start one and get benched in the other. I think a lot of the Man City players will start one and get benched in the other, probably. I did not realise I was muted. How did I mute myself, by the way? I didn't press the mute button. Yeah, chat, I got you. I don't know how long I was talking for muted. When did I start being muted? I think around there. Okay, I think it was around here. I just basically said for Liam, I would potentially take the -4, but I feel like Mahrez and Alvarez are enough to get you there anyway. Chris says, is having a differential captain enough to catch up 12 points behind? Might roll and have 2 free transfers next week. Is having a differential captain enough to catch up 12 points? I don't even feel like you need to differential captain. 12 points is like the difference between like one of your players getting a goal and some bonus points. I feel like you differential captain maybe next week. So I feel like 12 points, you play the game that you need to play and you try and get the most points that you possibly can. Mr. Meerkat Monster says, please help me rationalise this move. Kepa to De Gea, Grealish to Mahrez, Rashford to Bruno, Jota to Alvarez for a -8. Yeah, I actually like that. I'd go for it. It's a nice -8. Obviously depends on your own circumstances, but yeah. You've been muted the whole stream. There's a lot of you staying around for just me speaking in silence. Maybe you prefer it. Maybe I'll mute myself more often. I don't remember pressing the mute button, to be honest, so apologies for that. Oh, you were muted after talking about Foden. I said that I think Foden will probably start one. And he'll be benched in the other. But we'll look at all of the stats in a second again, because Foden's got decent data, but there's been a bit of a decline in comparison to like previous seasons and at the start of the season as well. Would you do Wilson to Alvarez for a -4? No. Maybe. I don't know. If he starts, then no, Wilson. If he doesn't start, then obviously yes. So it depends on if you think Wilson will start against Leicester. Rashford didn't travel with the team last night. I mean, you don't know that, Steve. We've seen a video. We don't know if there was one person with his hood up and headphones on. That could have been Wan-Bissaka, because I don't think we saw Wan-Bissaka either. I absolutely love the thought of Stormzy sat in this chat spamming muted. We need to talk about Stormzy's team in a second. I promised him that I would talk about his team in this stream. So I'll do that in a second. Watkins and Willock to Ferguson and MAHREZ for a -4. Watkins and Willock to Ferguson and MAHREZ for a -4. Yes. Yeah, I like that. Rashford didn't travel. Everyone keeps saying Rashford didn't travel, but it looked like he didn't travel, yes. It is a slight concern. Hi, Raptor. I'm 28 points behind my mini league. What do I do? Do I captain Rashford or Bruno and get an Alvarez for Isaac? I have 1 free transfer. 28 points is a reasonable amount, isn't it? Yeah, I would captain Bruno and I would get Alvarez for Isaac. I like Bruno as a captaincy option this week. Right, let's do it. This is Stormzy's team. If you've not watched the videos, by the way, you can watch them after the deadline. Like, you don't really, especially the slightly more timeless one where we just chat about FPL. So go watch that after the deadline. But I promised him in that video that I would bring up his team for GameWeek 37. So this is his team. I've had a look. He's like 50 points off his mini league rival because his mini league rival had Wilson. I think maybe even captained Wilson. So he needs to do something a bit different. He wanted Bruno, and I feel like Bruno captain might be the play. Of course, if you're listening to this. So I think probably Salah to Bruno captain might be the play. Because I feel like his mini league rival has Salah. So Salah to Bruno, captain Bruno. What do you think, chat? Stormzy, if you're watching, listen to the chat. The chat are about to tell you what to do. I'm going to read out a couple of super chats. He's on his bench boost as well, I should note. So he's on his bench boost. So maybe Kepa needs to be replaced. Potentially Greenwood needs to be replaced. He's got issues with Trippier and Rashford. So what would you do? 2 free transfers with this team if you were on a bench boost. A, Zinchenko to Shaw. B, Willock to Fernandez. C, Zinchenko to Shaw. Okay, that's the same one. Oh, Zinchenko to Shaw. Rashford to Fernandez -4. I like C, Nick. I would go C. Greek says Raya and Trippier out for De Gea and Shaw for a -4. Yep, I like that, Greek. I like that a lot. Yi Bin NG says Isaac, Grealish, Akanji, bench 1, or Akanji and Grealish out for Gund. No. I would bench Akanji. I'd bench Akanji out of those 3. Jikati says chasing my mini league, Isaac to Alvarez for free, or Isaac and Matoma to Enciso and MAHREZ, also captain Bruno. Isaac and Alvarez for free. Yeah. Or Isaac and Matoma to Enciso and MAHREZ. I would just do Isaac to Alvarez for free probably, and I would captain Bruno. If you're a little bit behind and you don't want to captain Haaland, I very much like a Bruno captaincy. He can't get Alvarez because he's got Ederson, chat. Loads of people are saying that you should get Alvarez. He's already got triple Man City. Prioritize the bench over getting rid of Salah, I think. Yeah, but to do anything with the bench, you've probably got to get rid of Salah. I feel like Salah to Bruno and then Greenwood to Calvert-Lewin or someone like that, like a differential striker. And then maybe if you want to mix it, Kepa to, I don't know. There's no. He could do Kepa to Mendy, but do you think Mendy will start both? Does still start both matches this week? I've got no idea, I'm afraid. I would guess so, but I don't know that. Grealish or Rashford to Bruno for a hit, or no? Yeah, maybe Rashford if you don't think he'll start the Bournemouth game. Hi, Ross. Rashford and KDB for Bruno and Mahrez for a hit. Hi, Ross. Rashford and KDB for Bruno and Mahrez for a hit. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Matt says, Isak, Grealish, me to Bruno, Alvarez, Mitchell for a -8. Yeah, I don't mind that. I like that, Matt. Mitchell's got nice 2 fixtures. Bruno and Alvarez are great. I like that. What was that, -8 or -4? It is a -8, but I still like the transfers. John A says, Rashford to Mahrez or Anthony for a -4. Rashford to Mahrez or Anthony for a -4. Mahrez, I prefer. Okay, so yeah, Stormzy, if you're watching, which you said you are, a Salah to Bruno, Greenwood up to a striker that you like the look of. If you want to go spicy, I like the look of maybe Calvert-Lewin for the final 2. Outside of that, there just aren't that many options. You could go for like a Diogo Jota if you think he'll start. You could go for João Felix if you want to bank on a Chelsea attacker. Or you could try and do, like, if you don't want to go for Bruno, you could do Edison to De Gea. Or you could even try and get Martial in that Greenwood spot. But yeah, Gabriel Jesus would be a good punt. I agree, Frosty. Yeah, so Gabriel Jesus or Calvert-Lewin and then Salah to Bruno would be what I would do. I would probably just keep Kepa and hope. But if you want to switch him to Mendy, I guess you could as well. By the way, in that poll where I asked what? In that poll where I asked what are you doing with Rashford, 19% are selling Rashford. So 1 in 5 of you are selling Rashford. 6% are benching. 66% are starting. And 9% don't own him. So there you go. 2/3 will be starting him. 1/3 will be either selling, benching, or don't own him at all. What do you think about Firmino? Yeah, if Firmino's fit, I expect him to get decent minutes because this is the last home game for Liverpool. But we don't know that he's definitely fit enough. And he'll want to get a standing ovation, so he might come off the bench or he might leave at like 60, 70 minutes. Also, Liverpool do still have top 4 to fight for, so I don't expect them to just use this as like a testimonial for Firmino. I think there's a good chance he still doesn't start. Just joined. What are you doing with your team? I am doing Grealish to Bruno probably. And then it'll either be Isak to Alvarez or Matoma to Mahrez and then Isak to Ferguson or Enciso. Do I have any Brighton fans in the chat? If you're a Brighton fan in the chat, and please only do this if you're a Brighton fan and you regularly watch Brighton. I don't just want a random opinion. Ferguson or Enciso, who's more likely to get more minutes? Who's more likely to get more minutes in the double? Why not Undav? Is Undav likely to get more minutes? Is there someone that does? Let me try and find him. There's someone that does. What am I doing? Like Brighton predicted lineups. It's like Seagull. I don't know if he does it every week though. I can never find people's names. Is it this guy? I'm sure I've seen him do Brighton. Oh, here we go. Excellent. Okay, interesting. He's got Ferguson and Enciso starting. He says, minutes-wise, I prefer Enciso. So this is a Brighton fan suggesting that Enciso likely to get slightly more minutes. What do we think? I think they both start, but Ferguson, I think, will come off earlier. Let me have a look at their minutes recently. Is anyone else considering Enciso or Ferguson? So Enciso's minutes recently have been... So he started quite a few. Actually, I don't think he started the Everton. I think he came off at half-time. His minutes aren't bad, but they're not great, are they? Well, I think Ferguson's in maybe a similar situation, although Ferguson has been injured, hasn't he? My bottle's in the way of my screen. Move. Yeah, Ferguson's minutes haven't been great either. But the thing is, I think Ferguson starts the Southampton game. I think I like Ferguson as an option. Is that man Welbs injured? No, Welbs isn't even injured. But he's not been starting a massive amount. Yeah, Undav start. I don't think Undav will start against Saint. I think it will be Ferguson. Okay, so my options then, chat, are... Sorry, I've missed a couple of super chats. Let me get to those first. Is it worth taking a -4 to bring in Alvarez and Bruno for Grealish and Wilson, or would you rather transfer out Salah for Bruno without taking a hit? I don't love either of those, to be honest. I don't like taking out Wilson, but I prefer the -4 Bruno and Alvarez. Simon. 78 ahead of league. How likely is it I still lose? 78 points. You would have to have an absolutely catastrophic end to the season to lose at 78 points. I think anything more than 40, it's very unlikely that you either lose or win. You need something like a Callum Wilson for attacking returns and to captain them, which can happen, but you need a big, huge differential to come in to get that many points lost or to win that many points. So let's say that the Grealish to Bruno move is done. It's not actually done yet, but let's say that I do that move. My options are Matoma and Alvarez, or Mahrez and Enciso/Ferguson for a -4. Let's have a look at the data. Ferguson, Enciso. Right, let's go selected players. And where do we want to do? So over the last... Ferguson's not played that many minutes though, has he? Should we just do post World Cup? Enciso's got the much better data. Okay, I was not expecting that. I might go Enciso then. I thought Ferguson had better data. I haven't really looked at either of them recently. Yeah, I think I'll go Enciso then if I do. Enciso's better for minutes and his data's stronger. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling about Ferguson against Southampton. I don't know what it is. Something feels right about that. But let's say for now it's Enciso then. So I'm going to now run that poll chat to ask what you would do. Which combination you prefer. This is a very important poll. So I need you to focus up. And give me the best advice you possibly can. Right, let me run this poll and then I'll get back to the super chats. Start a poll. Ross is going to ask. It's which combination? Matoma and Alvarez, Mahrez and Enciso -4 points. So just to confirm, before you vote on this poll, Mahrez and Enciso, that combination is for a -4 hit. The Matoma and Alvarez one is not. So basically, do you think Mahrez and Enciso will outscore Matoma and Alvarez by more than 4 points and therefore justifying the hit? Which combination? Matoma and Alvarez, Mahrez and Enciso. Go. Rashford and Grealish for Mahrez and Bruno. Triple captain Mahrez or Rashford? Yeah, I like those combinations. If you're going to triple captain, I would go Bruno. I would go Bruno out of Bruno and Mahrez, just because you know Bruno will start both. You don't know that Mahrez will start both, so that's always the slight concern. Raya to David De Gea, Matoma to Bruno, Isak to Enciso for a -4. Yeah, I like that, Billy. That looks good. Reese says, hey, mate, Rashford/Raya to De Gea, Trossard, 2 free transfers. I like that. Yeah, Trossard should start, you would expect. Alan says, second in my mini league. Bruno, me, Trent, him. The only difference is for a -4, Stones to Konate, optional. Matoma to City mid. Eze can sell Rashford, also Isak to Enciso. I wouldn't bother getting a Liverpool defender in because you're not going to make up points that way. I think go for high upside. Matoma to like Mahrez is a high upside move. When you're 32 points off, I feel like you've got to go for it. Luke says top of my main league, 14 points. Top of my main league, 14 points clear, 130k rank. Got no Liverpool, no Fernandes, and 1 City. Thinking Estepinian in for White and Mahrez for Saka. I wouldn't bother with Estepinian. Mahrez to Saka looks good. Like I don't feel like now's the time to be getting Estepinian into your team. So I would avoid that personally myself. Ask the Will. The Will is going to get asked right now. 78 points ahead of my league. How like I've done that one, haven't I? Yeah, you're not going to lose 78 points. Right, I think I'm back. Isak or Wilson to start. I think both will start again, probably. Bringing in Mahrez now will allow a midfield punt in 38. That's also true, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what? Let me look at. So if I do Fernandes, Mahrez, and then Enciso. If I do that -4, how does that set me up for next week? So I'd be happy with the entirety of the team, really. I might play Trippier ahead of Estepinian. It does, but I guess it kind of... I guess I could just play Estepinian ahead of Enciso. I'm just worried if Enciso doesn't start, or I don't think he's going to start. That maybe offers me a slight issue. But yeah, that offers me in here... like Bukayo Saka in for Mahrez. If I don't think Mahrez is going to start, or again, hopefully we get team news, to be honest, on Man City. Do you know what? I kind of like the -4. I kind of like... What's the poll at the moment? It's 54% not in favour of the -4 at the moment, actually. You guys prefer me just going for Alvarez. As a non-Bruno owner, I'm captaining Rashford by sending him... I don't know what that says, sorry. I don't know what that word says. Chasing badly after that Wilson slip last week. Yeah, I know. Wilson, it does feel like a bit of a misstep, I suppose. But that's a lot of hindsight bias as well. Spin the wheel. I think it might be time to spin the wheel. It might be. Should I bench Isak or Wilson to play Estepinian? I would bench Isak. If Rashford does not start, switch to Mahrez or Bruno. We won't know if Rashford starts or not, though. We're not going to get early team news on that, I don't think. But I prefer Bruno from Mahrez and Bruno myself. Daniel says, Salah, Matoma, Stones for Bruno, Mahrez and Trent. Is that worth it for a -8? Who would you triple captain out of Haaland and maybe Bruno Mahrez? I think it's Haaland, Bruno, Mahrez. 100 points ahead in your mini league. Well, do what you want then. Have some fun. You're never going to lose 100 points. So yeah, I would triple captain Bruno for fun, Haaland for safety. And I like that -8, especially if you're 100 points ahead. Don't feel like you've got anything to worry about. Chat, it's time. Why is FPL a guessing game? We're trying to predict the future. It basically is a guessing game at this stage, isn't it? Rashford has been seen crying in Sainsbury's. That sounds about right. Right. Matoma and Alvarez or Mahrez and Enciso -4 hit. I think that's it. Right. I'm going to give the Will the opportunity to mug me off as well. Mahrez and Enciso for a -4 hit. Remember, this is my team. I'll just go back here. This is the team. I'm going to do Grealish to Bruno. It's just whether I have Matoma and Alvarez or Enciso and Mahrez. But the Enciso and Mahrez one obviously requires the hit. I'm not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. Mahrez and Enciso. Remember, if you're new to the stream, by the way, make sure to subscribe. It's best of 3, so it's first to 2. It's not rigged. Every time the wheel lands on something that I was already leaning to, you tell me that the wheel's rigged. It's not rigged. The wheel's just mugged me off. That's a bit embarrassing. Nice one. Okay, listen here. Me and the wheel are not getting on at the moment. What's this about? What is this about? We spin again. We spin again. Is the wheel serious right now? What is this nonsense? This is not a huge W for the wheel. No. This is outrageous. Bring out Vinny. Vinny's not impressed either. Look at him. Oh, I'm sick and tired of this crap. Come on, Will. Help him out. Chat, what is happening? It's actually made my camera freeze. Chat, what? Oh my God. I can't believe what's happening right now. My camera's frozen. Do you know what? I'm gonna cry and hide. Nah, this is rigged. This is 5 times in a row. It's landed on neither you suck. Someone tell me the odds of this. It's not wrong. It is wrong. Urgh. Oh, thank God. Right, I'm taking the -4. Chat, what on earth is going on? Apparently the odds are 1 in 243. I like those odds. Oh my goodness. What a disaster that was. Right. Let me see if my camera's going to turn back on. It actually made my camera freeze. I can't believe that. Right, let's get back to it. Devastated. Vincent can't believe what's happened. He's not as happy as he looks. Transferring Wilson or Alvarez? Alvarez. Has the wheel been wrong? Nah, the wheel's been right every single week. The wheel is always right. Should start listening to it, I think. Who is the most nailed Man City defender? I don't know that any of them are. Probably Dias or Akanji. Rigged. The will say is final, Baldy. What does the will... I don't even know what it's saying. What is it telling me to do? When's the will starting a YouTube channel? I'm looking for someone who has good advice. I'm getting roasted here. Grealish and Wilson to Isak and... Grealish and Wilson or Isak and Foden. Can I offer the option of Wilson and Foden? I don't know. I think probably Grealish and Wilson. How's Stormzy getting on? He didn't have a great week, sadly, and I think his mini-league rival captained Wilson, so it's not looking good. It's not looking good, bruv. This is his team. He's got the bench boost active. He's got 2 free transfers. I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know what he's doing. But I know he wants to bring in Bruno, so it'll probably be something Bruno-related. Salah to Bruno, Greenwood up. Like I said, bench boost active, so he's got to probably improve that Greenwood spot. But he's also got Kepa to deal with, and maybe Rashford and Trippier. So I don't know. It's probably going to be a -8, I feel. I have Kepa and Raya. Kepa to steal for free. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. There's obviously a chance that Sanchez plays one, but... Morning, bud. Thinking of Grealish to Bruno, not enough cash, and Wilson or Isak to Greenwood, -4 hit. Any other moves I should consider? Thanks as always. I think Grealish to Bruno and Isak to Greenwood's fine. I think Bruno is the player that I want this week, so like, I understand why other people are trying to prioritise him. I've taken a day off work for Game Week 38 Sunday. Very reasonable use of holiday. I think so. Football all day. Not all day, technically. They're all at the same time, but very important. I'll be streaming for 3, 4, 5 hours on Sunday as well. So I feel like it's a good day to have off. Alex says, hi, Ross. Love the videos this season. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate you. Matoma to MAHREZ. Yep. Ake to Gahey and Watkins to Enciso -4. Also, thoughts on Bernardo Silva as an option over MAHREZ. I don't like Bernardo Silva just because his data is always really poor. Yeah, I like that -4. I'd be going with that -4. All right. Kepa or Raya? I feel like start Kepa, just in case. Cameron says, Eggy, if you oiled your head moist, could you do a head spin for us? I still can't get over the fact that the season is over on Sunday. I know. It's quite sad, actually, isn't it? It's quite sad. Good luck this week. Game Week 37, start Wilson or Matoma. If you think Wilson starts, I would probably actually go Callum Wilson, you know. Hey, Ross, should I start Jota or Isak? I would go Jota. I would go Jota. So a few people asking about the Man City attackers. We had a brief look earlier, but we can look again. Man City attackers. Man City. How big of a sample size? We could just go like the last 6 just to give you a bit more an idea about recent data. So Haaland's sitting at a 1.4 XGI. De Bruyne, obviously penalty, 2 penalties in there. De Bruyne at 0.9. Gundogan at 0.6. Foden at 0.5. Grealish at 0.5. Mahrez and Alvarez, quite poor data. Which is interesting because they're the 2 I'm looking to bring in. But this is why I'm a bit hesitant sometimes to look at small sample sizes. I feel like looking at a bigger sample size is slightly more useful. And I feel like this is more representative. So we've got Haaland as the best. De Bruyne is the second best again. And then Mahrez and Alvarez. And I feel like Mahrez and Alvarez are probably the best 2. Grealish and Foden not far off though. I honestly don't think there's much to separate Mahrez, Alvarez, Grealish and Foden when they start. I feel like they'll get a similar amount of opportunities to score goals and to get assists. Mahrez's XG data is not great though. But the thing is, Mahrez does take the odd penalty. I think Haaland will take them, but if Haaland's not on the pitch, or if Mahrez wins it, also he's just in... Historically, he's got very decent goal threat. I don't know across the entire season what it's like. It's pretty poor this season, his goal threat. Maybe Alvarez is a better option than Mahrez. I don't know. Foden's data is decent across the season for those asking about Foden. Post-World Cup, though, Foden's just okay. I feel like you just go for whoever you've got a good feeling about getting decent minutes. Like, they're all going to get opportunities to score goals. Nine points off 100k. Rashford to Mahrez for a hit. I don't mind that if you think Rashford misses the Bournemouth game, yeah. But I don't know if you will. I'm actually thinking of selling Matoma and benching Mac 10 for Wilson. Wonder how much their rotation and last result are affecting me. I don't mind selling Matoma. I feel like benching McAllister against Southampton at home feels like a slightly risky move. But I guess Wilson's got Leicester at home, so... I don't dislike it. I wouldn't do it myself, though. Is your beard real? Yes. 45 points ahead in my mini league. Cool. Second has bench boost. Go into game week 38 with 2 free transfers, or go Edison and Rashford to De Gea and Mahrez for a -4. I really like that -4. I feel like with 45 points ahead, it depends who second place has. If second place has Edison and Rashford, just stick with it. If they have De Gea and or Mahrez, then yeah, maybe take the -4. Try and block them. If you're first in your mini league by more than 25, 30 points, try and think about what you think second place will do and just block them. It's the easiest way to play it. Love the videos, Ross. Stormzy was unreal. Stormzy was unreal. He was, I mean, there was a lot of compliments to me about the video and the way that I handled it. He was just such a relaxed guy and so passionate about FPL. And I don't know if you'll notice, I barely spoke in those videos. Like, I didn't ask that many questions. I didn't do much of the speaking. It was all him. So yeah, Stormzy was just such a nice guy in real life. And off camera as well. Even nicer than he comes across on camera. 28 lead to protect. Matoma to Bruno and Isak to Enciso for a hit. Rashford to bench. Trippier causing me a headache. Matoma to Bruno and Isak to Enciso I like. Rashford to bench. I would just start Rashford probably. Trippier causing a headache. I feel like, again, Trippier will either start or not feature. I can't see Trippier being brought and coming off the bench. I feel like if he's fit, he'll start. If he's not fit, he won't go. So... that's my opinion on those few questions there. David says, hi, mate. Trippier to Shaw, Grealish to Bruno, Watkins to Greenwood, or cheaper United defender or mid to get Alvarez -8s, or Shaw Mahrez in for -4, joint top of my mini league. I like Trippier to Shaw and Grealish to Bruno. I feel like getting those two in would be really nice for your team. Would you take still Fernandes and Greenwood for a -8, or still Anthony and Martial, Alvarez for a -8? 15 points for my first in my mini league. I feel like as a combination, still Anthony and Alvarez might be better, but you're obviously not going to start Greenwood. So if you don't start Greenwood, who starts instead? It's difficult to know to be able to answer that without seeing your team. Undefeated raffle. Mahrez and Shaw in for Trippier and Grealish. Yep, perfect. Who do I triple captain? I have Haaland or Mahrez in mind. This week for me, Haaland, Bruno, Mahrez. The best captains. Who to start? McNeil, Wilson, or Trippier? Callum Wilson. Hi, Ross. Will you still make content after the season's over? I will probably start the content back up when the game gets launched in July. So it'll probably be a month of content without me, maybe 5-6 weeks. I'll have a bit of a rest. I've got some PhD work to catch up on. And then, yeah, I'll probably be back in July when the game goes live. Sorry, chat, I'm dying over here. Coughing my lungs up. Right, I think I'm all caught up there. Oh, this is a really tricky decision, isn't it? This is a really, really tricky decision. Can we get a cheeky summer vlog? I vlog quite a lot over on my Instagram, like little vlogs on my TikTok as well. What a great seamless plug that was into my Instagram. What's the bet? This one. Go follow the Instagram at FPL__Raptor. But yeah, I'll be posting. I'm in Amsterdam for a month in June, so I'll be posting loads over over my Instagram. So if you miss me, or if you think you'll miss me over the summer, you can follow the Instagram, and I'll be very, very active over there. I probably won't be overly active on Twitter. Thanks, Frosty. I appreciate it. Bruno or Haaland captain? I feel like Haaland is still the better captain, but if you're chasing or you don't think Haaland will start both, I really do like Bruno captaincy. By the way, chat, whilst I'm just plugging everything, I'm only 500 followers off 100,000. So can I ask you to do me an absolute solid and follow me so that I can so that I can hit 100,000 followers? That would be really nice. You know, just do me a solid. Do me a solid, and I'll shut up. Just transferred out Chilwell. I hate that guy. Yeah, Chilwell and James are such trolls, aren't they? Is it worth taking a hit to bring in a double game week goalkeeper? I don't know at this point of the season. Goalkeeper hits are never a bit... no. I'm going to say no. It's probably not. Pumpkinhead says, "All right, mate. Top content. Got your team after you do the Bruno move with 2 free transfers. Oh, very nice. Feeling Matoma / Isak to Mahrez and Enciso too in one mini league, chasing 10 points and another 30. Would you also captain Bruno?" Yep. So I like the transfers obviously because that's what I'm considering doing myself. Would I captain Bruno? It depends if the 30-point mini league is important to you or if the 10-point one is. If the 10-point one is, I would just captain who you think is best out of Bruno and Haaland. If the 30-point one is important to you, you probably do need to maybe captain someone else or go slightly different. I'm still thinking that is within the range of who do you think is the best captaincy option and captain them, rather than just taking a risk for the sake of it. Same team, but without any Newcastle forward, and I have 0.6 and 2 free transfers. I want to make 1 transfer so I don't waste it. I have Fernandes and Solanke with Haaland. Could you do Solanke to Alvarez? I feel like Man City and Man United attackers probably have the highest upside this week, so that would be the way I would be leaning. Hey Ross, love the content. Kepa to De Gea, Rashford to Mahrez, Isak to Alvarez for a -4. Going to captain Mahrez for a real differential. Bruno seems too popular. Yeah, Mahrez will be a differential captaincy option, and I really like that -4. So yeah, good luck, Gaffer, and thank you for the kind words. But Ross, you already have 3 City assets. I'm going to be selling Grealish to Bruno. To be honest, I could probably just do that now. There we go. That's 1 transfer done. It's definitely not the only transfer. There's at least 1 other transfer taking place, potentially 2. Oh, the chat. Look at that beautiful symmetry. Yes, by the way, someone asked, do I organise my team like this? We've spoken about it before. I do. You got the red, you got the Brighton triangle, and then you've got like the M from the red players. Looks great. Richardson says, should I do Trippier to Shaw for a -4? Do we have confirmed Trippier news? We don't, and so I would be hesitant to do that. Because I like Trippier against Leicester at home if he starts. But I do like Luke Shaw. I would see there's another way you can get Luke Shaw in. I mean, I've got Trippier on my bench, so like, I understand it, but I'm not sure that's worth a hit. Isak to Alvarez for true symmetry. This is true, isn't it? Eddie says, good morning, Ross. Thank you, by the way, Eddie. You massive lifesaver. I'm guessing you take a -4 for Alvarez and Mahrez for Watkins and Grealish, but it would mean benching Wilson versus Leicester. Would you only do 1 free transfer in that case, and who out of the 2 is the best? Yeah, I would be tempted to only do 1, but the issue is I don't know which one. Like, I think I prefer Mahrez to Alvarez. But Alvarez's data is better. Alvarez is a much greater goal threat. I didn't realise how poor Mahrez's XG data has been this season. But it is still Mahrez. Will he be a little bit goal hungry back end of the season? Can we do... Yeah, we can do a captaincy poll for sure. Let me do that. Start a poll. Captaincy. We Talk Football says, buy Mahrez for Grealish and Kepa to Ederson. Yep, I like that. Chat, who are you captaining? Who shall I put as the... I've got Haaland, Bruno. Who's another player that you might be captaining? I can have 3 options and then other. Spam in the chat who you're captaining. Okay, I think Mahrez might be the most. Yeah, looks like Mahrez. Right, there you go. There's a captaincy poll coming your way. Haaland, Bruno, Mahrez, or other. If it's other, just let us know in the chat. Looks like there's a few on, apparently, Luke Shaw, Rashford, KDB. A couple on Wilson. Zaryab says, would you consider playing Trippier and rolling? Me? No, I wouldn't, but you could. I want to bring in a doubler. At least 1 more. Second place is 9 points behind me and has Trent. I need to -4 if I want him as a blocker. Do we think Liverpool will keep a clean sheet against Villa? I don't know. But Trent has been really good recently and it is at Anfield. So the thing is, if you do that, he's then 5 points behind. I think maybe you back against Trent, which I'm not sure about. 9 points is a tricky one because you're not far enough ahead to like actively defend. You've also got to make moves which you think will get you the points. Fuel Your Grind says, -8 risk as Wilson burn last week. Wilson, Alvarez, short in, and Isak Watkins. Considering Mahrez but blocked by Stones, don't want to get too crazy. I do still like Wilson this week, but I do feel like you've missed the boat slightly with Wilson. I like the idea of Alvarez and Shaw, and I like the idea of Mahrez in too. I feel like Man United and City attackers should be your priority this week. Yeah, this is Stormzy's team for the that person just asked. I don't know what he's doing. We discussed it. He wants to bring in Bruno for Salah, which I don't mind. He needs to upgrade Greenwood. We spoke about potentially someone like a Calvert-Lewin if you want to go risky. Outside of that, Gabriel Jesus is a decent option still. And then maybe doing Kepa to another goalkeeper if he doesn't think Kepa starts. The issue is Trippier and Rashford are both doubts as well. So it could get a little bit ugly, but it could also be fine. But yeah, his bench boost is active, so it should still hopefully be a very, very good week for him. I suppose the other thing he needs to think about, and if you're watching this, you need to think about, is if you're like 50 points behind your mini league, which I think you are, maybe captaining Bruno or Mahrez rather than Haaland. So I would probably mix up the captaincy if you want to go for that mini league. What do? Spin the wheel for captaincy options, please. Yeah, we can do that in a second for sure. Not for sure. Not like for Luke Shaw. And not like Adam for sure, but like for sure. For sure. Who to start? McNeil, Wilson, or Trippier? Wilson. -4, Grealish to Mahrez, Isak to Alvarez, bench Matoma. I like the sound of those two moves. I like the idea of getting Mahrez and Alvarez, for sure. I'm quite hungry. Oof. My stomach's rumbling. Hi, Ross. I want to be aggressive this week to chase my mini league. I can't seem to get Bruno unless I sell Salah. Thoughts on Watkins to Alvarez, Isak to Wilson, Martinelli to Mahrez for a -8? Yeah, I like that. I like that, Tyler. Yeah, I like that. I have no issues with that at all. It's a decent -8. You're getting Alvarez and Mahrez in. I do feel like the City attackers could be excellent options this week. Go for it. Danny Brooks says, hi Ross, 2 free transfers with not much to do, likely keeping Rashford. To free up some funds, would you downgrade Raya to a cheap keeper? If so, who? 1.6k, hoping to make top 1k. You're smashing it. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. Probably Raya to a cheaper keeper, because I don't think Raya's going to be great for the final 2. Everson, still, if you can afford still, and you don't have a third Brighton asset. That's a great rank, by the way, Danny. I don't mind downgrading Trippier to a cheaper defender of some kind, whoever it is. But I also think Trippier's fine for the final 2. So I would be more inclined to go Raya down to a cheaper keeper. Rashford to Bruno or Willock to Mahrez? Willock to Mahrez. I don't know about selling Rashford still. I'm still not 100% sure on that one. Chaz says, Mahrez to Bruno, Isak to Alvarez, and Shaw to Bruno for a -8. Wait, I don't understand. The question doesn't make sense. But yes, I like the idea of getting Mahrez, Bruno, and Alvarez in, I think, which is the question. I think. I don't know. That doesn't make sense, but they would be 3 of my priorities this week. Bruno, Alvarez, Mahrez. So there we go. Ross says, Matoma and Isak to Fernandes and Enciso for a -4 and keep Rashford, or just Rashford to Fernandes. I have Mahrez, Salah, McAllister in midfield. I like Matoma and Isak to Fernandes and Enciso, mainly because I'm considering something similar myself. So yeah, I think, fellow Ross, that would be the way I would lean. Douche McDouchehead says, can you cover Dallo? Thinking of selling Trippier and Dallo for sure this week and Erdegaard next week. I don't think Dallo starts both. I think he'll start one. Which one, I don't know. But I don't think he'll start both. Wan-Bissaka's been very good. We've got Malacia that can play at left back if Shaw plays centre back, for example. So yeah, I would probably opt on the side of Dallo starts one, doesn't get the other one. I equally wouldn't be surprised to see him start too, though. So if you want to keep him, go for it. Bob says, I'm top of my mini league by 2 points, and I have 1 free transfer. Should I do Matoma to Mahrez or Isak to Alvarez? I could also take a -4 and bring in Mahrez and Enciso. Thank you. I think for free, Matoma to Mahrez might be the one. Although Isak to Alvarez, you're getting an extra fixture, whereas Matoma to Mahrez, you're potentially not getting an extra fixture. I don't know. I think that's a tricky one. I would probably opt for the Mahrez move, though. Would you go March and Isak out for Mahrez and Enciso, or McAllister and Alvarez? Oh, that's a tricky one. McAllister and Alvarez. Mahrez and Enciso feel like they've got a higher ceiling for me, so I would opt that way. But I like both combinations. If you've got a gut feeling one way, I have no issue with either of those. I really like them. FazeLat says, 22 points off my top in my mini league. Want Fernandez, but I need a -8 to get him. But we'll get Alvarez in as well. Is it worth it? So that would push you to 30 points off your mini league. But you'd have Fernandez. That's quite a lot of points. Maybe one last Hail Mary. Maybe if you captain Fernandez as well, it makes it more worth it. If you're not captaining him, 30 points to try and make up in 2 weeks is quite a big one. But again, we saw it last week. If you'd have captained Callum Wilson, you immediately made up. Like, people got 48 points for Wilson. I got nothing. I got none of those 48 points. So, yeah, maybe. And maybe captain Bruno. Or Captain Mahrez, someone like that, or Alvarez. Doesn't have to be Bruno. I know I'm saying Captain Bruno a lot. It's just because he's good for minutes. But if Alvarez or Mahrez start both, I like him a lot. Adib says, Grealish to Gundogan, Isak to Alvarez, Wilson already. I don't mind Gundogan. Yeah, and I like the idea of getting Alvarez in. Yeah, I like that, Adib. Djokovic Goat says Lindelof and Bruno -4 or Shaw and Rashford no hit. I think I prefer Shaw and Rashford no hit. If Rashford plays, which we don't know, I suppose. Kesh Studio says, should I go for a -4 from Kepa to De Gea? Yeah, probably is worth a -4 because we don't think Kepa starts both. He could do, though. Luke says Bruno and Matoma or Mahrez and Alvarez. Rival has Mahrez and Matoma. I prefer Mahrez and Alvarez actually as a combination. Is Raya to Edison worth a -4? Probably not. I'd probably say not. Oh, good. I'm struggling here today, chat. By the way, you've only got half an hour until the deadline. That has flown by today. Make sure that you get some of your stuff locked in. Make sure that you sort out your bench, your captaincy, stuff like that. Sell Kepa. Oh, I lost that one. Sell Kepa for still on a free transfer. Yeah, I don't mind that as a free transfer. Grealish to Mahrez or Isak to Alvarez. Got 2 free transfers. Grealish to Mahrez or Isak to Alvarez. Isak to Alvarez, you get potentially an extra fixture. Yeah, I'd maybe opt Isak to Alvarez there. Top of mine in mini league by 10 points. Should I do Salah to Bruno and Isak to... Oh, I thought my camera froze. Should I do Salah to Bruno and Isak to Alvarez for a -8 or just one of those for a -4? I would do Isak to... I do like Bruno, though. It depends if you think second and third place will have Bruno or Salah. If you don't think they'll move for Bruno, then I would avoid. If you do think they'll move for Bruno, you might need to do it because you don't want to fall massively behind. So I think try and think what your mini leagues are doing, but definitely Isak to Alvarez is fine. Ross, what's your verdict for Ødegaard to Mahrez? I actually don't think I like that because I think I prefer Ødegaard in Game Week 38. So I think you just want to reverse that transfer in 38. And I don't mind Ødegaard for 37, to be honest. So I would say no to that. Jamie Nightingale says Foden to Bruno, then Isak to Greenwood or Alvarez. Would have to bench Wilson or Matoma if Alvarez. Greenwood would give cash and flexibility for game week 38. -8 could do Matoma to Mahrez. Phone to Bruno, I'm not sure about. I don't know about Foden to Bruno. But I do prefer Bruno and Alvarez as a combination than Foden and Isak, so maybe do that. Matoma to Mahrez for another -4, I don't dislike either. Yeah, maybe do it. Maybe Bruno, Alvarez, and Mahrez are worth coming in for a -8, Jamie. Alex says, if Rashford is out, would you do Rashford to Mahrez and Isak to Martial, or Rashford to Matoma and Isak to Alvarez? I think I prefer Mahrez and Martial, but we're not going to find out if Rashford's out. So it's irrelevant, sadly. I don't think so anyway. Ederson, Trippier, Trent, Estepinian, Salah, Mahrez, McAllister, Bruno, Haaland, Isak, Wilson. What do you think? Yep, super strong. No major issues with that team. I'm trying to think if there's anyone that you're missing. I suppose you could do... No, you couldn't. Yeah, that's fine. You're missing a Manchester United defender, but that might not be the end of the world. Yeah, I like that team, fella. Nice team. Hey, Ross. Currently have Kepa/Ward, both doubtful. And 2 free transfers already on 3 Brighton and United. Ederson, ? Also Isak, Alvarez. Chat, some of these questions are so complicated. Try and keep it as simple as possible so I'm not just reading out for hours. Yeah, probably is Ederson. Isak to Alvarez or Rashford to Mahrez for the second free. I think I prefer Isak to Alvarez than I do Rashford to Mahrez. I wouldn't be taking a hit for Ederson, though, I don't think. Do you think Alisson, Estepinian, Shaw, Mahrez, Gundogan, Bruno, captain are enough to overcome a 90-point lead? The other guy has still Akanji, Lindelof, Matoma, Mo, KDB. No, nothing's enough to overcome a 90-point lead, I'm afraid, DJ Hammer. But you're having a smashing season. What are you, like top 200? So, yeah. Right. Zayab says, we have similar teams and I'm chasing 30 points. Thoughts on Isak, Rashford, Ederson to Alvarez, Mahrez, De Gea for a -8? Yeah, I actually really like that. I do actually really like that. I mean, it's has the chance to go wrong. You're removing 3 very decent players. So it's high risk, high reward. But I think when you're chasing 30 points, you've got to do something. So go for it. Isak to Alvarez for a -4. Yep, I like that. Heads up, I'm copying your captaincy choice. Do it, Yelena. Do it. I'm going to captain Ederson. So you can click off the stream now and just captain Ederson. You seem dull today, Ross. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Can you maybe just talk about your plans for today? I've already done Grealish to Bruno. So that's been done with 1 free transfer. I've still got 1 free transfer left. And it's either Matoma and Alvarez. So I just do Isak to Alvarez. Or I do Matoma to Mahrez and Isak to Enciso. Yep, let's do a captaincy spin. Captaincy spin inbound. By the way, if you weren't here for this part, this might have been one of the funnier parts of a stream ever. I'll clip it and post it on Twitter later. But it was iconic. Let's just say that. Oh, let me start. Right. Who do you want on the captaincy wheel, chat? Oh. Mahrez. Alvarez, yep. Some people are still captaining Rashford. Dean has sent me his team. Run this team as it is, or would you change anything? Any worthwhile changes require a -4. I would probably run the team as it is. I mean, Grealish to Mahrez, if you can afford it, might be worth it. But I don't know if it's worth it for a -4. Otherwise, the team looks good, Dean. I don't see any major issues with that at all. Quite a few Foden and Shaw shouts. Right, this is going to be a very big wheel spin. Right, those are the final two. Cool. Foden. Jesus Christ. The wheel's on a mad one today. The wheel's on a mad one. Starting CISO or Isak. Enough in CISO minutes to start. Yeah, definitely starting CISO for me. I have Kepa and Ward. If I sell Kepa, I have 4.6 to buy a new... If I sell Kepa, I have 4.6 to buy a new keeper. You less selling Rashford for cheaper mid to create funds. Or I go without a keeper. I would just start Kepa and hope he gets some minutes, probably. Yeah, I'd probably just start Kepa. Oh, wow. That was quick. Okay, that's it. The will was spoken. Mahrez is the best captaincy option. Don't doubt the will. Never doubt the will. Mahrez is the best captaincy option. Do with that information what you will. If you don't mind, could you provide a free hit team for this game with some differentials for chasing rank and overcome some gap from the mini league leaders? It's a bit late now. There's only 20 minutes to the deadline. Just whoever you like the look of, to be honest. Make sure you have enough doublers. I think Mahrez and Alvarez would definitely be in my team. I would have Bruno, maybe like an Anthony or a Martial would be in there as well. Just come back from my shower. Why am I tempted by Mahrez captain, though? That's what the will says. The will has suggested it. Apparently, Heisenberg has said that... Did you all follow me on Twitter, by the way? I expect my... No, you didn't all follow me on Twitter. What are you doing with yourselves? Or unless you already follow me. If you already follow me, ignore me. If you don't, I want 100,000. Help. Apparently, Heisenberg has said Rashford travels. There you go. Matoma, Gross, and Isak to Bruno, Mahrez, and Ferguson, and bench one of Ferguson, Rashford, and Salah or McAllister. -8. I'm chasing, and I'm at 100k. Yes, I don't mind that. Yeah, I like that, actually. Go for it. I would then probably end up benching one of McAllister and Ferguson. I wouldn't bench Rashford or Salah. Dusk says, I have Haaland, Alvarez, and Wilson. Would you start Matoma over Wilson or go 3-4-3 with Rashford, Mahrez, McAllister, and Bruno? I'm second by 40 points. Thanks, Ross. I would bench Matoma, probably. Matoma and Isak to Mahrez and Alvarez for a -8. Matoma and Isak to Mahrez and Alvarez for -8. Yes. Yeah, why not? Let's have a bit of fun. End of the season. Is this guy reliable? Ross, I finally brought in Enciso for Watkins. Yelena, I think I'm going to bring in Enciso as well. It's exciting, isn't it? We could bring in Enciso together. is he reliable? Heisenberg has access to reliable people, but it's a new source. So I can't tell you if this source is reliable because even he can't. It's enough for me. I was probably gonna keep Rashford anyway, so it doesn't massively change my plans. Bruno as captain, as chasing in my mini league, already done Isak to Alvarez for free. Yeah, if you're chasing, I love Bruno captaincy. I like it a lot. Haha, I did it to make our teams less identical. We are twins. I might not. It's basically, let me run the poll again because I still don't know what I'm doing. Which one? Mahrez and then CISO. Matoma and Alvarez. I've run that poll again just to see what you guys think at the moment. I just need to decide on basically, do I think Mahrez and Enciso outscore Matoma and Alvarez by more than 4 points? I quite like Ferguson. Do I take a punt on Ferguson? Who knows? I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Ross, talk about this last bit, please. His fitness will be decided this morning after falling ill yesterday. What do you want me to talk about, Frosty? I don't understand what you want me to talk about. He's travelled and he's going to be assessed this morning, right? That's what that said. Grealish to Bruno -4 or Grealish to Mahrez for free. I think Bruno -4 over the last two would be the better one. Do you think they rush him back for a top 4 push even if he had an illness? Yes. Yes, I fully believe we will rush Rashford back. If Rashford has any chance of playing, even if he's missing a lung, he'll play. So the fact that he's travelled, I think, is very, very good news for us. But I guess we don't know how ill he is, and I don't know what he's going to feel like this morning. It probably depends on how he feels waking up this morning. But I think Rashford will want to play. He's having one of his best seasons ever for Man United, and I think we will want Rashford to play. So my gut instinct, if he has travelled, is that Rashford starts. Oh, I don't know what to do. Alvarez or Mahrez. Chris says, shout out to Storms. Mel Made Me Do It was my anthem last year. Mel Made Me Do It is an absolute banger. Anthony and Enciso. That, by the way, I put together a little vlog on my Instagram and I used the song Mel Made Me Do It because it's just perfect. Anthony and Enciso for a -4 or Alvarez and Matoma for free. Top spot as Alvarez, though. I think I prefer Alvarez and Matoma still. But it depends on the gap and it depends on how much of a risk you want to take. Yeah, probably still prefer Alvarez and Matoma. Does Mahrez outscore Grealish by 4? Please help me, Lord Egg. Yes. Yes? Yes. I don't know. If he starts both, you'd hope so, but there's obviously a chance that Grealish starts one, Mahrez starts one. Is it Emma who predicts Man City lineup? Let me have a look. I'll look at that in a second. Trippier, Rashford, Isak to Lindelof, Bruno, Alvarez -8. I wouldn't be selling Rashford at the moment. The only source we've got, I'm not saying how reliable it is, I don't know, has said that Rashford travelled separately. So, so this is Alex's predicted lineup. So that's Alex's predicted lineup. Alex does Man City stuff. He's got Mahrez and Grealish starting. And De Bruyne starting ahead of Alvarez, but he said it's very close between De Bruyne and Alvarez. And then the actual lineup predictions for Man City. Where is it? Here. So all but one have Mahrez starting. About 50% have Grealish starting. The other 58% have Foden starting. Alvarez is at about 50% too. KDB at about 50%. It's a close one. It is a close one. I don't know which way it will go. Someone tag me in anything interesting? Don't know. We'll look later. Right. Salah to Bruno, Matoma to Saka for a -4. I still don't know how I feel about selling Salah, but Bruno and Saka, I really like for the final two. Both on penalties, both decent data, especially Bruno. Yeah, maybe Jack. Oh, I really don't like selling Salah, though. Zayab says, Edison, Matoma, Isak to Allison, or any keeper, not De Gea, Mahrez, Alvarez for a -8. Yes. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I do like the idea of getting both Mahrez and Alvarez. It's a shame I can't do that. I could, it would be for a -8, and I feel like, given where I am at the moment, I'm not sure about that one. Doing Matoma / Isak to Mahrez and Ferguson or Enciso. Yeah, I like that. I don't know between Enciso and Ferguson. Enciso's got slightly better data, and I reckon slightly better minutes. So probably the sensible... You would imagine the sensible transfer is probably Enciso. I've got a bit of a feeling about Ferguson, though, and I'm struggling to shake that at the moment. Start Isak or Grealish? I would start... Grealish. Peter says, play / bench Isak or Trippier, Ross. I would go Trips if certain of a start, but clearly not certain. What would you do? I would probably go Trippier because, like I said, I think Trippier will either start or not feature. It would be weird to take Trippier and bring him off the bench, given his role for them. So I would probably start Trippier. But there is obviously a slight risk of a... there is a slight risk of a cameo there. First place in my mini league, says Aaron. Second place has the same team, but as a Kanji, and I don't. Rashford and Isak for Alvarez and Mahrez for -4, or Trippier, Matoma, and Isak for an Arsenal defender, Alvarez and Mahrez. I like the latter. I like Trippier, Matoma, and Isak out for an Arsenal defender, Alvarez and Mahrez, Aaron. I think that would be the way I would lean. Evans says, 20 points ahead in my mini league, -4 for Matoma and Isak to Bruno and Enciso. -4 for Matoma and Isak to Bruno and Enciso. Yes. Yes, I would. Charlie says, Isak out for Alvarez or a different striker. Yeah. Isak to Alvarez sounds good to me. I like that. Who would you start between KDB or Alvarez, or start both and bench Isak? I would start both and bench Isak. Right, chat. I need to make my moves. No more super chats if possible, just because I need to focus. Because I've only got 9 minutes. I did not realize what the time was. What am I doing? I think I want to take the hit. I think I want to take the hit. I'm going to take the hit. I think. I just think that it's a better combination, MAHREZ and CISO. So I'm going to go that way, I think. I know taking a -4 is probably unnecessary and a little bit risky. But I equally think that this could easily pay back across the double. So I think that's the plan. -4, Matoma and Isak to MAHREZ and Enciso. I could just roll. I could just do Isak to Alvarez. They're all probably more sensible moves. But I think that's the way I want to go with it. I've just got a good feeling about MAHREZ, and I feel like Enciso will hopefully get enough minutes to warrant it. Why Enciso over Ferguson? Enciso's minutes are slightly better, and his data's better. There we go, chat. There we go. Let me just take a screenshot of that for the old Twitter in a second. Why did I take a -4? Who told me? Who told me to? Was it you? Did you tell me to take a -4? Outrageous. Outrageous. Don't know whose idea it was to take a blinking -4. Oh, there's the camera. Bye, camera. The drama. The drama has made the camera freeze. -4s never pay off. That's a lie. Is this the final team, Ross? Yes. Yes, it will be, I think. I think. I could do more. No, I won't do any more. Bench 1, Kane, Matoma, and McAllister. Wouldn't be McAllister. One of Kane and Matoma. Probably Matoma. I went against the poll. Sorry, poll. Sorry, chat. I should have listened to you. I'm sure I'll listen to you in the future. I've just given up with FPL. I don't blame you. Fix the symmetry, Ross. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Let me get that sorted. Wait, I need to make sure I get my captaincy back on. Save team. Yeah, that's a little bit more symmetrical, isn't it? Well done, well spotted. Is my camera going to work now? Nope. Nice. Thanks, camera. Appreciate you being a blinking idiot. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right. Captain MAHREZ or Bruno? I think Bruno. I prefer Bruno slightly. I have no Salah and no Bruno, just praying, honestly. I mean, that's not great, but it's not terrible at the same time. Tempted by Ferguson. I honestly have a really good feeling about Ferguson against Southampton. I probably should have gone with that feeling, but Enciso's just got better data. And according to Brighton fans, his minutes are slightly better, or they're expected to be slightly better. So for that reason, that's why I went Enciso. Also, Enciso can play more than one position. So even if he's pushed out into a certain position, at least he's getting minutes. I'm still not convinced on captaincy. I'll be honest, I'm still very tempted to captain Fernandes. I could be convinced in the final 3 or 4 minutes to captain Fernandes. Chat, does anyone want to try and convince me to not captain Haaland? Should I put Trippier or Isak first on my bench? It's up to you, Pickle. If you think Wilson starts, then I would go Trippier. If you think Wilson doesn't start, I would go Isak. I actually don't know. I think they're both fine. Do it for the content. I've just taken a... No, do you know what? I'm not risking it. I've just taken a -4. I've taken out a heavily owned Matoma, a pretty heavily owned Isak, to bring in Mahrez and then Enciso. I don't want to also risk the captaincy. It's just not worth it for me. If you're happy with your rank, I don't feel like you need to get overly aggressive. I'll do it if you do. I don't think I'm going to do it, sadly. Captain Haaland or Mahrez? If you're chasing Mahrez, if you're not, Haaland. Start Matoma or Isak? Probably Matoma still, just about. Bruno is this week's Wilson. Unlucky Haaland captainers. I would love that. If Bruno wants to go and smash it, do it. Hey, Ross, how are you? Just a small question. I've triple captain. Who do I use it on? Haaland, Bruno, Mahrez. They're my top 3 captaincy options this week. It's Matoma's birthday. He hauls. Oh, no, not a birthday haul. Not a birthday haul. I kind of regret selling Matoma already. Whose idea was it to sell Matoma? You've got less than 2 minutes until the deadline. Make sure your teams are locked in. Make sure that it's actually saved. Especially if you've been weird like me and you've been playing around with the aesthetics. Make sure that your team's actually in the place that you want it to be. Does Wilson outscore Salah? No, I don't think so. Raya or Kepa? I'd probably still start Kepa and hope that he plays both, but I don't think either keep a clean sheet, to be honest. Isak to Alvarez and Robertson to Trent for a -4. That looks decent to me. Enciso or Trippier? Enciso. Is Shaw worth a last-minute -4 in for Botman? Maybe not. Although I would probably still be tempted because I like his fixture in game week 38 too. You've got less than a minute until the deadline. Get your teams locked in. Stop asking questions and just get your teams in. Get your teams locked in. I can't believe I have Mahrez again. Why did I bring Mahrez back in? Am I mental? I feel like that was a bit of a mental -4. I'm not going to lie. I'm not lying. Who's lying? Starting Enciso over Mac 10. No, I would start Mac 10. Personally. Not much time to move your captain to Bruno, Ross. I'm not going to do it. I'll probably regret it, but I'm not going to do it. Ross, what have you done to me? What have I done to you? I don't know. The stages of grief are manifesting. They really are, aren't they? They really are. Oh, you made me panic. Someone in the chat just said, Ross, you have your captain on Enciso. I was like... Right, we are locked in. That is the deadline. Locked in. Locked and loaded. FPL Pickle has sent me her team. I think that looks good. I like it a lot. We've got Mahrez together as well, which is fun. Top off. Woo. Oh, and relax. And relax. Don't leave, by the way. Why are there people leaving? Don't leave the stream. We carry on streaming. We carry on for at least another half hour to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. If you are going to leave, though, make sure you subscribe on your way out. Make sure you like as well. Like the stream. This is the time when you can ask me any questions in the world and I will answer them. Not all of them, but I might do. I made the most random transfer, but I couldn't afford Bruno without a -4. Didn't want to take another one. That's fair enough. Oh, yeah, I need to tweet my team. Game week 37 team locked. I wonder what Big Michael did. I wonder what old Stormzy did with his team. What transfers did I make? I did Grealish. Sorry, I'm just tweeting my team. Grealish to... What drink were you and Stormzy drinking in those videos? It was can of water. It was literally just water in a can. We weren't getting smashed. Grealish to Bruno. Isak. No, it was... What was it? Matoma to MAHREZ. Isak to Enciso. -4. I think with that -4, I'm going to drop out of the top 10k. But hopefully I'll make that back. You know, only 2 game weeks left. What am I doing? I am captaining Haaland. Sorry, chat. I really struggle to type. I'm special. Game week 37 team, Haaland cap, 8k rank, Grealish, Bruno, Matoma to MAHREZ, Isak to NC. So good luck, everyone. You know the time. It's time for you to go like my tweet. Here you go. Go like this. Go make me feel popular and loved. Go retweet it. Share it to the masses. Right, we've got some questions. Where's Vincent? Vincent's here. Blinson, Black Vincent. We've got him. Archie Porter has become a Rap Tier 2 member. Thank you, Archie. I appreciate you very much. Take your top off. Take your glasses off. Stop trying to make me strip off, FPL Pickle. Outrageous behaviour. Yelena says, would you rather get trapped in a washing machine or a vending machine? That is sus. That's like a bit of a step bro comment, isn't it? I would rather get trapped in a washing machine. You're just super sus, Yelena. Bit sus. Are you enjoying Twitter? No. My phone's trying to make me rate the Twitter app. Blinson. Do we prefer Blinson or Blactus? Because my cactus is black, but really he's green. As I've shown you before, the closer you get Vincent to my green screen, the more he blends. Then for some reason he becomes black. It's either Blactus or Blinson. Step bro. What are you doing, step bro? I'm gonna shut up. Do you go to the gym? No, I don't go to the gym. Blactus is just such a funny name for him. What are you doing, Step Ross? Vending machine because there's food. That's a slightly better... yeah, I like that, Frosty. What's your favourite sport outside of football? One of golf, basketball, and F1 are the other 3 sports that I quite like. What are your thoughts on Bruno captain over Haaland this week? I like it. Yeah, good job if you went there. Nice differential. Is all good with Nanny Raptor? Yep, Nana Raptor's happy. Have you hit 100k yet? No, Yelena. No one will follow me over on Twitter. There's 2 options here. No one wants to follow me on Twitter, or everyone already follows me on Twitter. I am 429 followers away. I'm not going to hit it before... I'm going to end the season on like 99,900. What's going on here? Are you all saying nice things to me? Me, Ross, making rash transfers just moments before the deadline. Speak for yourself. Does this look like a man that would make a rash transfer? Yes, it does, and I do it a lot. All right, get over it. Matoma out for a -4. Rest in peace, Raptor. Why is everyone just being horrible to me today? I don't understand. If you missed it, by the way, you missed absolute gold. Let me get it up. That's sus, isn't it? Let me get it up. You know, hey. If you missed it, midway through the stream, we spun the wheel, right? Oh, this is weird. I'm watching myself. It was about... Neither you... Right, I did an option for neither you suck. And it just kept coming up, right? It came up 5 times in a row. Look at the face on it. And then it carried on going. Yeah, so the wheel sucks. Sorry, I'm just watching my own live stream. let me go back to the chat. I'll stop watching my own live stream. I'm following you on Twitter. God help us if you hit 100k, your ego will be intolerable. That's outrageous, Frosty. My ego is well intact. The Wahil is always right. Is Stormzy your girlfriend? Yes. Next question. Hey, Ross, any videos during the off-season? Yes, over on my OnlyFans. I'll be posting more in the off-season. See, your ego is intolerable. You are making us watch you watch yourself. Pretty meta, Ross. Us watching you. Well, this is too much for me in Blactus. How much? How much what? Is Stormzy Yelena's boyfriend? Yes, Yelena is dating Stormzy. There was a great picture, actually. Let me see if I have it. It was... I don't... There you go. Great picture. Oh, my thumb went. Fantastic picture. Right, why am I just... There you go. I just thought I'd show you that. I couldn't find it on my phone. Go back. Did Vinny meet Storms? No, Storms he didn't get to meet, Big Vince. I washed up during this stream. Apologies. You're all right, Marcus. You do you. You do what makes you happy. Is Stormzy Ross's uncle? Yes, we look very similar. Flex that bicep already. Make me. I'm feeling rough today, Ross. I'm sorry, Pickle. It sounds like I'm calling you Pickle. You know, Pickle. I'm sorry, FPL Pickle. Blactus, we adore you. I love Blactus. Actually makes me feel safe. Check your WhatsApp in a second. Why? What have you sent me, Els? Nah, that's pretty cool. Ross is blind. Right, that's an outrageous comment. I'm not going to read that out loud from Darth Sam, but that's pretty funny. What am I reading? Does Stormzy stay for the post-deadline chat? Yeah, so I think he stays sometimes. He's definitely in every deadline stream, but I don't think he always stays for the post-deadline chat. Wait, so we know Stormzy is tall. Do we have a photo of Ross next to him standing up to show us his true 5'4" height? I do have a video stood next to him. So Stormzy is 6'6". That's me. You can tell I'm not 5'3". I actually look quite tall. Chat, I'm massive. I am absolutely humongous. Oh, no, I look quite short here. No, I look like tiny. Maybe I am 5'3". You look 4'6". You definitely clear 5'4". He's crouching down. You can see mine and Ross's height difference at the start of Tipsy team selection. Yells, I've got this as well. Yelena's 5'7". I'm a solid 2 or 3 inches taller. I'm massive. I know, chat. I'm really tall. I told you I'm tall. I'm so tall. Is she your girlfriend? No, she's Stormzy's girlfriend. No, Yelena's got a boyfriend. I'm seeing someone kind of as well. Not going to tell you too much about that, chat. No, she's not. She's not. She's not. I had to get a footstool. Thank you. I am just huge. Massive. You're wearing heels. No. Maybe. You're a solid 2 or 3 inches. I'd be happy if I was 3 inches. Oh, Ross got friend zoned and bounced. No. It's bad when people take advantage of celebrities for likes. Shame on Stormzy. It's true. I am more famous. Raptor the Riz Master. Chat, you wait until you see the sponsorship that I'm doing next week. It is Ultimate Riz. How many pictures of you and Stormzy did you end up putting on your Tinder profile? I don't have a Tinder profile anymore, chat. I told you I'm seeing someone. Well, kind of seeing someone. I'll keep you updated. But no, none of that. None of them. No, none of them. No. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to show you from that day. Oh, this was sweet. Look at this cake. Oh, no, it's not going to show because it's green. How can I show you this cake without... I'm not going to be able to. It was a little like cookie that says Raptor X Stormzy. It's not that color. It's green, the icing, but you can see it. That was sweet. Anything else? How are we doing for bingo today? I don't know. Where's Calvin? Calvin, how are we doing for bingo? Is it a Head and Shoulders sponsorship? Rude. I'm wondering if I can give you a sneak peek. I'm going to give you a sneak peek. 2 seconds. Yeah? Tune into the videos next week, chat. You're going to love it. It's going to be great. Excellent stuff. Let me just say the Riz levels. Where am I going? This way? The Riz levels are wild when you use this. Don't you worry. You wait until next week. That's all I'm going to say. It's been 15 minutes, lads. Calm. Just join post deadline. I can't be calm. Did you and Stormzy go for Nando's after filming? No, but Stormzy did order some chicken, and it looked really good, and I was quite jealous. I'll be going to get some photos of it in action. I actually got a pair of boxers with it, so maybe. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll do a tutorial on the video. Did you get the ball spray too? I did get the ball spray, yeah. Oh, God. Raptor, do you know the Irish guy? Who's the Irish guy? Tell me more. There are lots of Irish guys. Live shaving. Maybe. Maybe there will be some live shaving. The Irish guy is an icon. What, is he just called the Irish guy? I don't know that. Wait, there's a ball spray. I can't... I would show you Manscaped now, but then they're technically getting 2 sponsorships for the price of 1, and that's not good business. So you have to tune into the videos next week to find out more about them. No, Stormzy's not actually Yelena's boyfriend. Yelena has a separate boyfriend that isn't Stormzy. Maybe it is Stormzy. Maybe I just don't know. I need a tutorial. I'm a visual learner. That reminds me of this meme. Do you watch Yes Theory? Yeah, I've watched some of the Yes Theory. I don't watch them regularly, but I have watched some of the Yes Theory videos. This is my new favorite meme. It's just the face. Cat memes are always good. You've got that one. You've got this cat meme, which I love. And you've got... Where's my favorite? Everyone knows my... Anyone that follows me on Twitter knows my favorite cat meme. I just love... What a face that is. You're so immature, Ross. I will fight you. You're immature. Is Yelena Russian? No, she's Serbian. Dogs are better. Dogs aren't better. That's a lie. Cats are better than dogs. Don't make me... Don't... I'm going to run a poll. Start a poll. Which do you prefer? Dog. Cats. If cats don't win this poll, then you're outrageous. Cats are clear. Don't you... How are dogs winning? Yeah, do you know what? Dogs are clear if it's about Ralph. Any other dog in the world is not clear. Listen, cats are more cuddly than dogs. They're softer. Oh my God, and cats smell so good. Oh, I've lost faith in humanity after this. Dogs are amazing. They're not. I'm not saying dogs aren't amazing. It's not like I hate dogs. Cats are a bit useless. You've just got the wrong cats. You have to pick up poops twice a day if you have a dog. Yeah. Although I do like going for dog walks. So, top 3 dog breeds. I don't really know. You've obviously not had the right doggy. I've had doggy before. I've had the right doggy before. I like dog. I like seeing my I like seeing my pets more than once a day. Cats just disappear. No, it depends what cat you've got. I'm a dog. Yeah, I'm a dog. I'm a dog. Would you fight 2 dogs or 10 cats? Probably 10 cats. You could. I don't want to talk about abusing animals on my stream because I wouldn't. So we're going to avoid that question. I thought this was family friendly. I'll be honest, this stream has never claimed to be family friendly. Bit sus, Ross. You're sus. You own a dog, a cat owns you. True. My car is literally sleeping right next to me right now. I assume you mean cat rather than car. Unless your car is asleep next to you. You don't know. Would you do an FPL stream with Chunks? Chunks is getting on the stream. Facts. Factual information. He said to me, and I quote, one sec, where is Chunks? How can I show you some of this message? Can you see that? What a man. I'll let you just read that for 2 seconds. So it's happening. It's happening. Honestly, one of the nicest guys in the world, by the way. If you watch Beta Squad or Chunks. Incredibly kind and nice. So yeah, Chunks is coming on. Probably Game Week 1. Because Chunks and Stormzy are like best friends. So we'll get something sorted. Ross and Sidemen collaboration one day. I'm looking into that at the moment. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. You've absolutely no idea who Chunks is. Oh, you are missing out. Chunkzino is outscoring you. We will all be there. Chunks is absolutely killing it. He's like 60k. So, when is your Grime EP dropping? Soon? There's just lots of cats and dogs talk still. I want to move away from cats and dogs. Ask me some other questions. Raptors Fire in the Booth dropping on Sunday. It is. You should start a podcast. I would love to start a podcast, but unfortunately I'm not full-time YouTube. So trying to start a podcast is quite difficult when I don't have much time. What is your favourite golf club? 7-iron. 7-iron or sand wedge? Pressure Ross into a podcast. Yelena, if you would do a podcast with me, I would start it tomorrow. You need to pressure Yelena into doing a podcast with me. How many views did our video hit, Yells? Let's have a look. Oh, it's almost at 5,000, isn't it? Let's bring you here. Do that. And then what happens if I yeet you over here? Can you see that, chat? There we go. Yella and I did a video together. You can have that over here. Go watch it after the stream. It's funny, and you don't really have, like, if you watch it after the deadline, it doesn't matter because we didn't actually give any decent advice. And make sure to subscribe to our channel as well. While you're there, why not subscribe? Why not? Yelena, are you still in the chat? Ben's just said Baldy and the Serb as your podcast name. I like that. We're actually talking about this, like, what would our podcast... Have you got any good ideas? Have you got any good ideas for a podcast name? I watched it and I haven't laughed that much at a video in a very long time. I'm glad. The Bright and the Bald. I like that. There's some good names there. Can't start a podcast without starting your OnlyFans first. It's already started. Raptor is. Needs to be called the friend zone. How do you know that I didn't friend zone Yelena? Maybe she was desperately in love with me and I was like, no. Like, you're so... No. You don't know. Tweedledum and Yelena. Right, FPL Pickle roasted me. There you go, Calvin. You can tick that box off the bingo. FPL Pickle just absolutely roasting me for no reason. Raptor is too busy dating himself. You're not wrong there. Ooh-wee. Beauty and the Bald. Why am I getting roasted? Why does she never get roasted? Roast Yelena instead. I'm just constantly me getting roasted. Raptor's Eggy Hour. Funny. You could specialize in giving advice about which flavored Pringles to buy. Yell at Raptor. Yell at Raptor. Yelling at... Yeah, I kind of get where you're going with it. You were very quiet about your other possible dates in your live stream. I told you I've been speaking to someone. And it's going well so far. That's all I can say. But yes, I guess I'm kind of seeing someone. Raptor. Riz Raptor. Rizza Rapt. How did you meet this person that I'm talking to? She watches my content. Fun fact. So technically, FPL was giving me a job and a potential partner. Madness, isn't it? If your so-called girlfriend is watching, she won't be too confident by your comments. She's watching, she knows. She doesn't need me to say anything here. I hope she hasn't seen the Will saying that you suck 5 times. She definitely has seen the Will saying that I suck 5 times. Can we get goat noises next week, please? I've been waiting for a month. I did it in the previous one. Sounds more like a sheep than a goat, though. Sounds a bit like a goat. FPL Pickle date confirmed. FPL Pickle hates me, sadly. My rabbit just shat himself when you made that noise. Do you know why your rabbit shat himself, Marcus? Because I sound like a goat. That's why. Sounds like Peter Griffin laughing. I cover my face, so I don't know what it looks like when I do it. It does sound like Peter Griffin. Ooh, ooh. You sound unhinged. Rude. Check the lineups. Huge news. What's the huge news? I don't see any huge news. No huge news. Lineups look fine. I kind of regret selling Matoma. Oh my god, Hairless and Hilarious. That's a brilliant name for a podcast. Hairless and Hilarious. How long did you practice that goat noise in front of your mirror? Every morning. Every morning for 3 to 4 hours. Are your arms really short because you call yourself Raptor? Hope you can still get a go at Junior downstairs. Yells, are you making a note of some of these names, by the way? Because there have been some really good ones that I've just been skipping over. So can you get some pen and paper? Soft core and hard boiled. Do you make goat faces too? What does a goat's face look like? I don't know. Oh, I'm so hungry. Is your Nick Raptor because you are actually a clever girl? Who's Nick? Do you mean name? Oh, you said you train by the mirror. Train what? What's happening? Have I just gone delirious, or are you? None of you are making any sense to me. I think it's probably me. It's more likely it's me than you. Kane a hat-trick incoming? I hope not. How are both a goat beard next video with his new sponsor? Yeah, I could do a goatee. Although it's not really meant for your face, is it? I've got it here. It's on charge. Should I shave my beard live on stream? I like your skin fade, Raptor. Thank you. I've got a big spot there as well. That's not very nice. We'll just cover that up. Shave it all. When are the Raptor caps available as merch? That's a great idea. Hang on a second. Who would buy a Raptor cap? If I made a Raptor cap, would anyone buy one? Should I start selling some merch? I could do it. I'm in Raptor cap. I would. Oh my god. Maybe next season I'll make a Raptor cap. Oh my god. Jason Momoa without a beard is horrifying. Frosty, that is the worst thing you've ever sent. I don't look that terrible without a beard, though. I also don't look that good with a beard. So. Oh, everyone is going to buy a hat. I might make some hats then. I'll look into that. Seems like a lot of work, though, doesn't it, to start a merch line? Get Yelena to shave her head, and then you can have the Two Baldies podcast. Yeah? Get Stormzy to model it. He probably would, bless him. He's very, very nice. Did you get around to catching Interstellar? No, I'm waiting for the person that I've been speaking to, the gal, to watch Interstellar with her. There's a cactus, Blactus. We could get Blactus merch. Vincent. Get Vincent on a... Imagine Vincent on a t-shirt. Imagine... So the t-shirt's like... Like this, but obviously not 3D. Or that could be 3D. Get the cactus to make the goat... Oh my god, that's a genius idea. One sec. So if you don't know, Black... My light's just gone off. Why? So basically, Vincent copies everything that I say. Oh my god, that's terrifying. What type of dog is that? This is a poodle. Oh my god, that is a horrifying laugh. Is that what I sound like when I laugh? Chat, do I sound like that when I laugh? Tell me I don't sound like that. What type of dog is that is the funniest question of the stream. I sound like that when I laugh. You sound worse when you laugh. No, chat, because I actually don't like my laugh, so don't be like that with me. That's how you sounded on the Stormzy video. Thanks. Do you know how I can't get my hat central now, chat. It's all twisted. It's this way. Do you know how terrible it was listening to my voice next to Stormzy's? Well, you do because you watch the videos, but Stormzy has such a smooth voice. I'm like, it's like nasally little weasel just constantly talking. Raptor merch, Blactus. I'm going to get Blactus merch. I'm going to get Raptor hats. Oh my god, I could get the Will. I could get a Will t-shirt. I should make some merch. There are so many inside jokes that we've got on these streams for merch. Interesting. Where can you get one? TikTok shop, I think. Yelena bought it for me. I've got no idea. Amazon? I don't know. Your laugh is great, Ross. Thank you, Pickle. I appreciate you. Bingo? Did we hit bingo? Your voice is so soothing. It's almost 4 a.m. and I'm falling asleep. Should I go a little bit softer then? I can talk into the microphone softly. How has my camera gone again? Three times in one stream. Oh, a bingo t-shirt. Oh, yeah, I'll get a bingo t-shirt and the money goes to Calvin. Okay. No, I'm not giving money to Calvin. Calvin works for free. I'm going to get a bingo t-shirt and... Calvin, you can have 1% of all money made through the bingo t-shirts. The Frozen Camera podcast. I could even get a thing that says, "Oh, my camera's gone." There are so many good ideas for merch here. Ain't nobody buying your merch. It's not what your mum said last night, Mateus. I'm sorry, Mateus. That was unnecessary. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No face cam today. My camera's just doing its thing. Oh, the camera's still gone. Bye, Ross. Bye. My camera's just doing its thing. I'm really struggling to read. What rank is your girlfriend in FPL? She's not my girlfriend yet, but she is ranked about 250k, I think. Do the Peter Griffin laugh now. That scared the poo out of me. Don't poo yourself. That wouldn't be very necessary, would it? I'm here. What rank is your girlfriend from 1 to 10? 10. She's not my girlfriend, but is your girlfriend a smooth baldy like you? Yes. She's a bit of an egg. This is her word. I wouldn't call her an egg ever. She calls herself an egg. Bingo. Wait, my wife dropped down to nearly 250k. Is there something you aren't telling me? Is this where she went on Thursday night? I'm so sorry this is the way you found out, Frosty, but yes. Yes, it's true. She's just messaged me now because I called her an egg live on stream. This is what happens when the person you're seeing watches your content, because now I've just called her an egg and she knows I called her an egg. But I didn't call her an egg. She calls herself an egg, you know? Rosh, check your DMs. What have you sent me, Calvin? Is it bingo? Why? Calvin, my DMs are like freezing when I go on your thing. Let me show you. I don't know if it will do it on this one. Calvin, why are my DMs doing that for only this? What have you sent me? Undeniable proof that you're 4'11". Now, I was sat down here on a lower chair and Yelena was on a higher chair. Why are they glitching out that much? Calvin, you've broken my Twitter. What was it, the bottom one? I'll say it one last time, Yelena not dating. Say hello to Vincent. Yelena times 18. Why is your name Raptor? Did we have that? Maybe. Stormzy dropped 10 times. FPL, yeah. Do you know what? I rate him. Right, where's the chat gone? Behind Ross Kemp, are you now the world's most famous Ross? Yes. Also, Ross Kemp and I are with the same talent agency. I met Ross Kemp a few weeks ago at a mixer for the clients. So we were both Bald Rosses. You know, just Bald Rosses chatting. I bet Ross Kemp hasn't met Stormzy. Am I right? Am I right? Podcast name from Claudette. Yelena or Ross, who's the boss? I'm not gonna like Yelena, but Bald and Beautiful is the podcast name for sure. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is, isn't it? Oh, that's so sweet. Look at Oscar's message. I'm sure he won't mind me showing you. Oscar's not doing a Game Week 38 stream, so he just said this. And it's just so true. I think we probably all do take it for granted how amazing it is that we can just sit here and talk to thousands of people. The game is up to date for Game Week 38, the final time of the season that the game is going to update. You have to go to like status, refresh it that way, and then here we go. Team looks good. I think I would probably play Trippier ahead of Estepinian, you know. because Chelsea stink. Sorry, Chelsea fans. FPL Raptor's girlfriend has just given me a super chat. Wait, that's not my girlfriend. First, I don't have a girlfriend. Secondly, what's going on here? I'm so confused. Do you know something that I don't? Can't wait for you to clip all of the nice comments you get next week. Will be really good to see the 5 comments that you get. Frosty's on savage mode today. Podcast name, Beauty and the Beast. I'll let you decide who's who. I think it's really unfair to call Yana a beast, but... Oh, we're so in sync. As I say that, dibs on being the beast. You can be the beast. I'm beautiful. Was Stormzy mad about the Wilson haul? He was very, very upset, yeah. He was very upset. Wonderful stream today. Why has someone changed their name to FPL Raptor's girlfriend? That's not my girlfriend. Don't listen to them. He's continuing to ignore me. Who's ignoring who, Pink Pony? That was really loud, sorry. How are you feeling about your hit after the deadline? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Shocking. FPL Raptor's girlfriend. That's pretty funny. I respect it. I rate that. Do you have any prizes for your mini league? No, but I might do next season. I need to think about it. There's Yelena's team. I was going to say, do we have the same starting 11? But you've got... It's Matoma versus Mahrez, isn't it? Oh, no, you've got Trippier as well. And I've got Estepinian. So it's Matoma and Trippier versus Mahrez and Estepinian. Chat, who do you think comes out on top? Matoma and Trippier or Mahrez and Estepinian? I also took a -4 hit, though. So she's 4 points up. Forgot she had Nico Williams. I know. I can't believe she still owns Nico Williams. It's outrageous. FPL Tickle. FPL Tickle? I meant to say FPL Pickle. FPL Tickle's cute, though. FPL Pickle says, my team is just completely different. Rest in peace. Yeah, it's good. You don't copy me. Yelena copies me. You make decisions on your own. Yelena's just like, oh, what's Ross doing? Let me just copy him exactly week on week. Oh, I want to be like Ross so much. Oh. Can you show your girlfriend's team? I can, but it's got her name. And I don't feel like she'll want that. So no, I can't, unfortunately. One day. I could maybe crop it out for a future stream. Also, she's not my girlfriend. I don't know why I keep answering these questions like this. I'll yeet you into 2024. That's just aggressive. I would never threaten you like that. Never. All I am is nice to you. Please, can you do an FPL video with Ross Kemp? I don't think Ross Kemp plays FPL, sadly. You're a funny man, Raptor. I'll give you that. The way you say, I'll give you that, is like everything else about you sucks, but I'll give you that one thing, you know? You're a funny man, I'll give you that. But your face, I'm really hungry. What am I having for lunch, chat? I might be a little bit naughty and get some unhealthy food. Ross, can you whip for the chat? It's really hard to... That's my best whip that I can do seated. It's all in the leg movement and the drop of the shoulder into the whip. You know? Yelena had poppadoms for breakfast. Greg's bangers and mash. Do you like Cypriot food? I can't say that I've had a massive amount. FPL Pickle had hummus for breakfast. Living my best. Why is everyone having such weird... We've got Pickle here. Maybe it's just Pickle and Yelena being absolute weirdos again. Yeah, everyone else is just being normal. Hummus and poppadoms. Looks like you're trying to punch us. Egg yellow eggs. Oh, I'm so hungry. I can't eat normally. It's just excuses. When will you come in Cyprus? Who's Cyprus and can I have her number? Am I right? I'm joking. I assume you mean when will I come to Cyprus rather than in Cyprus? I think I'm really hungry. I would like to come to Cyprus. I've got a long list of places that I want to go to. Ross loves samosa. Oh, I do love samosa. I'm going to come and pull your wisdom teeth out, see how you like it. No, I'm all right, thanks. All mine came through fine. Oh, chat, did I tell you I'm getting Invisalign in a month? In a month, I'll have braces. That's exciting. Right, I'm actually too hungry to continue. My mind's gone because my belly's just eating itself. So I'm gonna love you and leave you. Next week, the deadline stream will be at least 4 hours long. It's going to be a big one. So get prepared for that. It's on Sunday as well because all of the games are played at the same time. And there'll also be at least 2 or 3 videos. I'm going to go big. Because it's the last week, it's going to be a big week. So get prepared for that. I love you all very much. Bye. Bye. Bye.